And here comes Sonny's music right now.
Hey, Kill Jadis.
What's up, Kill Jadis?
Matthew. What up, bruh? B. Al, Ron the Mater Raider. What's up, boys and girls? Paul.
Paul?
Bestie, what up, girl? Daniel Menges. We got the Mengai in the house.
We got all the Mengai.
All the Mengai. Matthew Menges says, do you still need a hug? Maybe. I feel like last week we were like, we were just a little like too quick on our show, because if we would have just waited a day.
I know, right?
You know?
Man.
But that's okay. We're here now.
We're here now. And I loved how everybody was like, you guys gotta go on, you gotta go on, you gotta go on. What's up, Bugsy?
Michelle Sweat says the dumb bitches are quiet this week.
Damn
Absolutely they are. Just give it time, Michelle. Give it time.
All right, here we go. It's episode number 242 of Raiders Fan Radio.
Jackpot, baby. Raiders Fan Radio.
Oakland, LA, Oakland, Vegas, Raider Nation, wherever, forever. You got your old Uncle Mosh and Raiders Fan Radio from Murph's Man Cave, taking a lighter journey into the dark side. Sit back, put your feet up, pop a top, and enjoy the ride. Here we go!
Look left, look right, a leaping top, touchdown!
We miss you. We love you, and we'll see you in the Hall of Fame.
When you have great coaches, then after you have great coaches, you get great players. You have a great organization, and you tell them one thing: just win, baby.
Way up the middle, intercepted Filipiano at the 50, high running down, Oakland football, and I think Oakland victory.
The Raiders have scored on the most zany, unbelievable, absolutely impossible dream of a play. Well, I love this team. I think this team can win. I think this team can win.
You are listening live to Raiders Fan Radio, hosted by Murph, Uncle Mosh, and Swag Jeff. Take it away, guys.
Why, thank you, Brent Musburger. And what is up, Raider Nation? Appreciate you joining us tonight here in Murph's Fan Cave for this little thing that we do called Raiders Fan Radio, episode number 242 of Raiders Fan Radio. And appreciate everybody that is joining us on the audio podcast, wherever you source your audio podcast, which is like Spotify and Stitcher and iHeartRadio and the Pandoras, as the kids call it. We're on the Pandoras. We're anywhere you can find a podcast.
Amazon Music?
Amazon Music. Ask your Alexa. Oh, I just said it out. Sorry. Because, you know, you're not supposed to say it on a show because people are listening. And then
it's going to trigger.
Then the thing's
They'll all
so,
say,
Yeah, so your voice-activated device, you can ask it to play Raiders Fan Radio and check us out in that way. And so appreciate all of you that are doing that via audio. And you know, sometimes, as Swag Jeff and I were talking about before the show, we got to remember that as much as we love this YouTube thing, like, the vast majority of our audience is on the audio podcast. And so thank you to all of you that download the show and take us with you to the gym, as you mow your grass, as you paint your house, as people have done goat yoga to this show.
Yes.
Granny and Grampy Raider play Scrabble and listen to the show. So whatever it is that you're doing and listening to us, we appreciate you very, very much. But that said, we do love our amazing live listeners, and you can find us each and every week at youtube.com/Raiders Fan Radio. That is 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern, and jump into just the best community and chat room in all of Raider Nation. In there tonight already is Jack Kenna. Raider Jack is in there. Ebony Graves, Paul, Raider 78 is in there. Ron the Materator, of course, holding it down for us. Robert Pena is in there. PC is in there. Chris Rubio is in there. Michelle Sweat, our bestie, is in there. Title Raider, Desert Raider, Atticus be rocking, Raider Cam, Rob Raider, so many good folks in there, and appreciate all of you that are joining us live. And while I'm kind of talking about our audience, I got something I got to say, Jeff.
Say it, bud.
I haven't introduced you yet. First,
No.
Let me say this.
Do your thing.
All right. Here's the thing. So sometimes we'll be like, hey, subscribe to the channel, like whatever. And our subscriptions just go like up and down. Like we've kind of like found like this spot in YouTube. Like our subscriptions on the audio continue to go up and they haven't ever stopped. But on the YouTube kind of goes up and down. I think our show, audio-wise, Jeff, I had this thought. I think it's a little bit of a dog whistle. I think if you hear it, if you get it, if you're listening to us and watch us on the YouTube right now, you get us. I don't think and I take pride in the idea that we're not a typical Raiders show. There's plenty of fan-created content out there, and I would encourage you to patronize all of them. And most everybody, except for those one or two guys, are good friends of ours.
Yep.
But I think so. Those of you that are here every week and that follow us on the YouTubes and watch it, thank you very much. We give them some applause there, Jeff. We love you guys. So much respect. Hats off. Tip of the cap. We love you. The dog whistle of Raiders podcast. And speaking of dog whistle and people that get us, let me throw it to my best friend and yours, the man that adorns the southern annex of the western annex of the Murph's Fan Cave desk. He is the best. Swag Jeff.
Well, yeah, he is.
Hey, what up, dude?
Yeah, man. Yeah, I'm going to piggyback on that, man. We ask everyone to subscribe every week. Hey, click the button, smash the bell and all that. That doesn't mean you got to click it every single week.
Don't click it off.
If you've clicked it, then don't click it again, because we see our subscribers do a whole lot of this. And so I don't know if everyone's just literally doing this.
Just press the damn button.
Every single week. But hey, you know what? It's all good, man.
Good.
We don't take ourselves too seriously around here, man. We take a lighter side journey into the dark side. If you want to take the serious side of the dark side, there's plenty of those. But if you want to join the tailgate of Raider podcast,
oh, there you go.
Just come hang out, man, because we're popping a couple tops, man, and we're beating the shit out of each other with pie tins and and doing all that stuff and cheering for the Raiders, just like what we did in Oakland and what we're doing in Vegas and stuff like that, man.
Dude.
Come
Let's
on,
go.
man.
Let's go.
Yeah,
let's go.
Sure.
Come for the hang.
Stay for
the Raider
man.
football. Come for the hang and stay for the football.
Absolutely.
Hey, shout out that chat room one more time. I know there's a lot of stuff going on in there.
Yeah, absolutely. So we got a couple of new people in there. I see PC's in there. Robert Pena's in there. Unknown Raider guy, a.k.a. Raider Jason's in there. Tyrone Graves. OG Daniel's in there. Jack Kenna. Jason Marshall's in there. The Raider Pit's in there. Kill Jadis.
Love it,
Matthew
man.
Mangus. Daniel Mangus. Paul. Michelle Sweat was in there. Let's see. William Holcomb's in there.
So many new folks.
Yeah, Raider Jack, Dark Raider. Like we're seeing
right
a bunch of new people. So thank you so much.
808 Raiders, man. Right on. Aloha to you too,
man.
my friend. Absolutely Bugsy Raiders in there. And so we're gonna I'm glad you brought that up. That you said aloha and aloha. Aloha means goodbye. And we're going to talk a little bit about that when we go into Aloha Corner. And we're going to check in with Jeff. As we know, Jeff was a very, very big, and still is, fan of Marcus Mariota. And now with Marcus, whatever, I'll save that for the segment. But you all know what happened. And then we're going to check in with Jeff on his well-being when it comes to that. Jason Marshall is in there. What's up, Jason Marshall? So, again, thank you to all of you that subscribe to us in all those multitude of different ways. Here at the top of the show, though, this is episode number 242, so let's get into it. And Jeff always takes our episode number and ties it back to something significant within Raider Nation. Swag Jeff, what do you have this week?
Yes, and we're going to be highlighting one of our favorite seasons ever.
Oh, let
one
me
of
guess.
our favorite seasons
83?
ever. Nope.
76.
Yes.
All right.
1976. And we're going to be highlighting one of our favorite seasons, and we'll be highlighting one of our favorite players, the next Raider to enter the Pro Football Hall of Fame.
Cliffy.
I'm talking about Cliff Mother Effin Brands.
Let's
go, man. Let's go. Absolutely. So 1976, Cliffy had 46 receptions for 1,111 yards. 1111.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, 1,111 yards and 12 touchdowns. So if you do the math right there, Cliffy averaged 24.2 yards per reception.
You did too.
Well, yeah.
Nice job,
Absolutely, dude. 24.2 yards per reception.
That's ridiculous.
That's unbelievable.
And that's in 1976. We're not talking about today's.
When they were running the ball all the time too.
Yeah, when Stabler would attempt 25 passes a game, now the quarterbacks are throwing twice as much.
Absolutely.
And they're dropping back, rearing back. Defense, you can't get mugged anymore on by the defensive backs like they did back in the day.
Totally.
Cliffy Branch is doing this up against Mel Blount and all these freaking people that are going in there and you know what I mean, and blasting them, contending for the ball. That's why. I'll save the rant because he's going, but that's why forever we've been bitching and moaning about the idea that Cliff Branch isn't in the Hall of Fame, because the shit that he was doing back then that was unprecedented, and now it's like accepted. Like now the things that happened that what Cliff Branch did with the football and the things not everybody, but a lot of players do that. A lot of big time guys, a lot of explosiveness to their game. Back then in 76, no one was doing that.
Yes.
No one. He was a unicorn.
Yep.
The NFL had never seen anybody like him before and went a long ways until they started changing up defenses and the rules before we saw one after that. So much respect. Excellent job there, Swag Jeff.
Well, yeah, absolutely.
Hey, shout out that donation in there, and then let's get to some contact info.
Absolutely. Says One Nation Foundation, much love for bettering the world. That is a $20 donation from Mike Nezer. So
that's awesome.
Thank you so much. And thanks to everyone in the chat. I know we just shouted them out, but we've got 61 people in the chat already right here at the top of the show. So Bugsy Raider, Jack Kenna, Robert Pena, Unknown Raider Guy, Jason Marshall, Big Easy, Matthew Mangus, Paul is in there. Of course, Mike Nezer's in there. Let's see. William Holcomb, Michelle Sweat, Daniel Mangus, Tyrone Graves, Paul, Bugsy Raiders, Foxy Scorpio, Raider Cam is in there. Let's see. Raider Loco's in there. Raider Jesse 24 is in there. Big Easy. We got the whole crew, man. This is going to be a freaking fun
man.
show,
So
man.
let's jump into it. Before real fast, let me say, for those of you that are new to the show, everything that we get donation-wise, 100% of that money, as Mike mentions, goes to the One Nation Foundation. That's our nonprofit organization that we formed when we figured out that we could make money with this thing, with Raiders Fan Radio. So whether that's donations through Super Chat, whether that's direct donations via our website or PayPal or advertising dollars, everything we get, we put into the One Nation Foundation, and then that in turn gives out to Raiders-related charities. So thank you very much, Mike, for kicking that off for us tonight.
Yes, our goal is what's our goal?
$20,000, man. It's kind of it's steep.
Hey,
you guys think we can make it?
You know,
I'm not being Debbie
no one
Downer,
thought
but
we were
going
to sign Davante Adams either.
Hey, let's go.
You know what I mean?
Let's go.
You know what I mean?
About, Jeff.
So hey, so we're all a part of a family here. Let's do the damn thing.
Let's do the damn thing. All right, let's get this show on the road, man. Let's hit some contact info.
Well, yeah.
Woo! Hey, Raider Nation! You got your old Uncle Mosh here with an updated contact info. So sit up, zip up, shut up, and pay attention. You can call us at 909-345-3346, or as Murph would say it, 909-345-3346. How about emailing me? You want to email me?
Yeah, we do.
Email me at show@RaidersFanRadio.com. Or what about reaching out to us on some of that social media stuff Swaggy likes? Try Facebook at Raiders Fan Radio Podcast. The Twit at Twitter at Raiders Fan Radio.
I love you had to think about that.
Insta something.
Well, yeah.
Instagram at Raiders Fan Radio.
The tiki-tiki-taki-talk.
TikTok at Raiders Fan Radio. Or what about the Twitch? some of you out there twitching.
Hey.
Anyway, Twitch at Raiders Fan Radio. Or if you don't like that, go to the YouTube. America, go to the YouTube. YouTube.com/Raiders Fan Radio. Oh my God, if that wasn't enough, go to your podcast provider and search Raiders Fan Radio. Holy crap, that was a lot.
Yeah, it was. Good.
I went early.
You went early.
I went
early.
I went
Story of your life.
I went, hey, yarg. I went all freaking like Brandon Parker on that one, man. What the heck? Yeah.
Was that Brandon Parker? Or what? Brandon Parker, I don't think he jumped off that much. He just didn't block. That was more of a Leatherwood move.
Oh,
You're
okay.
so Alex Leatherwood.
I'm so Alex Leatherwood right now? Okay, all right.
gosh.
I'll try to get it together here.
Yeah,
all right.
yeah.
So here at the top of the show at Raiders Fan Radio, we like to give a little bit of respect. You know, we don't do props. We don't do shout-outs. There's nothing wrong with those things, but we're Italian. We like to give some respect.
Yeah,
So,
man.
let's start up. I'm gonna kick it over to my best friend and yours that adorns the southern annex of the Murph's Fan Cave desk. Swag Jeff, who do we have tonight that we're going to lead off a little bit of even self-referential respect?
Yeah, so we're gonna respect our buddy Tom, who is, as I like to call Thom.
Thom, because he spells it
Because he
Thom.
spells it THOM.
Yeah.
So we're going to give respect to him via an email.
Okay. All right.
So, dear Swag Jeff, Murph, and Mosh, and all the loyal listeners and followers within the Fan Cave, consider this my job interview for a position that's never existed before within Raider Nation. Just as Dave Ziegler is the GM for the Raiders, the organization saw fit to create a new position of assistant GM for Champ Kelly. Now, since I've been compiling season after season of facts, stories, results on my own Raider Roots podcast, I enjoy putting together the content and sharing the information. I would love to be considered as Swag Jeff's own version of Champ Kelly, someone who can feed him with ideas and information on episode numbers, and whether he chooses to use that information or not is totally up to him. After all, he is the GM, you damn right. Hell, he doesn't even have to acknowledge him at all. But having said that, if I make any more plea, I will just sound like a whiny-ass Niner fan. So here goes this week, episode number 242. And we don't have to go back very far. In 2019, Josh Jacobs burst onto the scene as a rookie and compiled the 6th best seasonal rushing performance in Raiders history. And he became the first Raider rookie to crack 1,000 yards. Marcus Allen made it over 1,000 yards in 1983, but that was his second season, not his rookie campaign. Josh's season total of 1,150 yards was accomplished on 242 carries.
Oh, nicely done, Tom.
Absolutely. THOM. T to the H to the O to the M. It ain't thumb.
Nicely done, Tom.
I like that. So respect, man. So if you want to be the assistant GM to the episode number, I'm all about it. I'm all about it.
He's not
man.
trying to lobby for your position.
No,
He's
man.
just trying to help you out.
I use all the help I can get, man.
That's-
I'm staying up until 2 a.m. every so often when I'm only got like one left and I'm scrolling through Pro Football Reference and all that kind of stuff, man. Yeah, it's a lot of work. So if you want to help me out any, Champ Kelly, then go for it.
Right on, man. Appreciate you, Tom. Thank you very, very much. And I appreciate the email as well. And Tom is a fantastic contributor to the show, clearly.
Yes.
We appreciate him. All right, so now let's...
And I read that email like a effing boss.
You didn't stutter. You didn't today junior it at all. You did
it was
great.
maybe the best thing I've ever written.
That
read.
might... Well, see, then you
See,
did that.
but now I do
then
that.
Now you did that.
I had to
Yeah,
get it out of my system somewhere.
That's okay. we cracked the adult beverages early here in the fan cave.
Yeah,
so
we did.
yeah. All right. And all right. Yeah. So
Don't.
I'm not gonna.
Don't.
So let's expand out past ourselves into the world of the Raiders, because that's
Yes.
what you all are here to hear us talk about.
We should talk about the Raiders.
We should talk about the Raiders. Yeah, so let's talk about the Raiders. So I want to give respect to Dave Ziegler, Josh McDaniels, and Mark Davis. Now, that may seem like low-hanging fruit. That may seem like, oh, well, of course we're going to give them respect because they're the guys running the organization. Yeah, but here's why. First off, anybody, all of you that were hypercritical of Dave Ziegler, Josh McDaniels, and Mark Davis like a week ago, like we talked about it a little bit on last week's show Wednesday. Like, give it a little bit of time.
Yeah.
Don't start handing out off-season grades when we hadn't even officially kicked off free agency yet. And here's why. This is the reason that we say that kind of stuff. Like, Give it a chance to play out. Now, after it plays out, if you don't like it, if you don't agree with the direction, I get it. But you got to at least give it an opportunity to like, you got to go see the movie. You can't just take the critics' opinions of it and decide whether you're going to like it or not. You got to go sit through 3 hours of Batman to figure out if you like it or not. Don't just take someone else's word for it. Don't just read Rotten Tomatoes. So thankfully, now we've seen this thing play out, and here's why I want to give them respect. Thank you to you three guys for swinging for the effing fence, man. Like, let's go. That's Raider football. That's Al Davis. That's the entire premise of what's Raiders, the entire existence of the Raiders. What is it built on? I can break it down for you this simply. Al said famously, I'm not interested in first downs. I'm interested in touchdowns. As much as I respect Mosh's stance on like what John Gruden and Mike Mayock were doing. They were trying to build for this long-term future. They were trying to build for this, like changing the foundation of the organization as far as the team goes. And like I can appreciate that, but it didn't work, at least only to a certain extent. I think in today's NFL, this is the kind of shit you got to do. You got to pop the cork. You got to load. You got to not worry about your little dink and dunk West Coast offense. Let's get first downs and let's keep the play alive. No, effing score. And what did we do this offseason now at this point? We scored. We're hitting the freaking scoreboard and ringing it up, and it ain't even over yet. Like, so I got to give all the props, all the respect, all the love to those three guys. Thank you for having enough faith in what we've already got, adding in some pieces and swinging for the goddamn fence. Let's go win a freaking Super Bowl. Let's close out this division. And any of you that are saying like, oh, the Raiders are the fourth best team in the division, F off. No, they're not. You know, the Raiders are an absolute threat, not only for the division, but a threat for the AFC and the Super Bowl. That's now the mindset that we're going into this offseason with, and we haven't even gotten to the draft yet. Because now as a fan, I'm going into this thing going, no, this is our time. This is our freaking time, and have reason to feel good about that. But like, it's not like, oh, I got to like justify it and be like, oh, well, this person fits this kind of a scheme, and oh, this guy might be able to do this, and oh, here's some unrealized potential. Nah, man, this ain't unrealized potential. This is all potential across the board from coaches and players, and oh gosh, I got to really hold my language back. I'm effing here for it, bro. This is going to be an amazing season. Somebody try to change my mind.
Absolutely.
Much respect to you three guys. Thank you for doing what you did.
Totally. Well, you know, so you look at all these previous free agency, trade acquisitions, all this stuff. I'll be honest, this is the craziest offseason I've ever seen in my life.
It's nuts.
I mean, just so many moving parts, so many moving pieces. But you look at all these previous ones where there's some pieces moving and all that, and the Raiders do what? They normally just sit there and they watch.
Yep.
We ain't watching this year. We ain't watching.
Let's go.
We're swinging for the fences. We're not done. We're still going to get people. We got arguably the greatest steal in the history of the NFL in what we did to get DA-17, and we'll talk more about that later. But I mean, they are in it to win it. They are playing for Super Bowl Lombardi Trophy number 4. And let's go.
And you know what? And you know what? Like, and I look, we're not going to use the P word way, because now it's the Raider way. Okay, but that's what these guys have done. That, and granted, now when you have the greatest quarterback of all time, and you can afford to fit in some pieces here and there around him, whatever. I get it that they had a lot of cushion. There's a lot of luxury that came with the way that Patriots roster was built, and it was built around Tom Brady. And so I get it that they had the flexibility and the ability, period, to kind of plug and play, whether that's bringing in people like Randy Moss or Corey Dillon or whatever, their little things that they have done. Now, that's the approach. They're taking it with the like, yes, I know Derek Carr is not Tom Brady, and I'm not trying to sell that point, but what I am selling the point is that there's capability that already exists on the roster, and that is what had been overlooked, where it was like, well, okay, yeah, but then we got capability on the roster, and then we're going to add more through these other like minor acquisitions or through the draft, whatever. Not now. No, they're like, we're going to get the best players available and plug them in at these positions and watch this team take off, man. I'm So here for it. Sorry, I stole some thunder there.
No,
you
it's
got any final thoughts in before we get in the next, because this is freaking badass, dude.
You know, they're making great moves, smart moves.
Smart.
I mean, look at what we gave for Davante Adams versus what Miami gave for Tyreek Hill. And granted, Deshaun Watson, he's whatever, but like 3 number ones, like holy cow, like we freaking robbed Green Bay. We robbed them. It's not even funny. How did that happen?
Well, I feel like, and we're going to get into it here when we get into to Davante. We're going to have an entire segment around Davante Adams coming up. He clearly is not only a fan of the Raiders, and he's best friends with the quarterback, but it's like a lifelong dream. It would not surprise me. He took less money, all the things. Like, you don't, and I'm going to wait, I'm going to say that because I'm going to brag on him much more later. I think ultimately it came down to this, Jeff. I think there's a world where he sits in the front office at Green Bay and goes, I'm going to go to the Raiders. I'm not playing for the franchise tag. I want you to get me to get me to Las Vegas. And that was the Vegas offer. And now, granted, they said that the Raiders had to up, so that Green Bay might have given them like a baseline. Like the Raiders came in with one. Green Bay said, well, we're not going to do it. And then the offer came off the table. And then the Raiders reapproached it and said, all right, they bumped the offer a little bit. Like got him to a point to where Green Bay just said, well, look, it's better than having the guy sit out because he knew he wasn't going to play under the tag. So like they went ahead and took and again, and I'm going to applaud, and we're going to celebrate what Davante's part in this, the business side between the teams aside, he made this happen. He made this damn thing happen. This is a freaking, if you can't get behind this guy, I don't know what planet you're from, because like this, it's incredible what he has done. The gesture that he has made to the team by signing is just phenomenal. So, but anyways, I'll save all that. So yeah, great point there. I think that's what ultimately had to have happened. It has to be something like that, because I'm with you. When you look at the way that these other trades have now unfolded, bananas, bro. Like, we stole him. Mm-hmm. We stole him compared.
Totally.
All right. Hit us an audio break here. I gotta get my breath, man. I'm fired up. Shit.
Hey, Raider Nation. This is Max Crosby from the Oakland Raiders.
And goes down, and Max Crosby, who forced a fumble last week.
You're listening to Murph, Mosh, and Swag Jeff on Raiders Fan Radio. Thank you so much. Just win, baby.
All right. Appreciate everybody joining us live tonight. Big Easy says, don't forget we got Chandler Jones. Yeah, brother, we got an entire rundown we're going to do of the offseason acquisitions. That was just my little bit on little respect on the 3 guys that are calling the shots.
Just right
now
at the top of the show.
Just right at the top of the show. But hey, also, we're not done. We're not done with respect. We got so much to talk about tonight. We got so much to get to. We're freaking fired up. We got more respect to give, though, before we get into the Davante Adams signing. Yeah. And I'm going to turn it over. I'm going to break down a little bit here, because there's a little bit of a somber mood that's coming from the southern annex of the Murph's Fan Cave desk. I mentioned a little bit ago, Jeff is a huge Marcus Mariota fan. And so I'm just going to tell you, I'm just going to toss it over to Jeff. Swag Jeff, how you doing over there, buddy?
Hey. I want to give respect to Marcus Mariota. For those of you that have been living under a rock, Marcus Mariota has signed a 2-year deal to become the starter for the Atlanta Falcons.
Atlanta Falcons.
Not
far away, 3-hour drive for us.
For us, yeah. So he's, geographically, he's closer to Swag Jeff than he has been in a little while.
I'm sure that fit into his decision making.
Well, it had to have. It had to have. He followed Jeff to Raider Nation, and now that he's leaving, he at least wants to be in earshot.
Be close, yeah.
So that's fine. But welcome everyone to the farewell episode of Aloha Corner. Welcome everyone to the series finale of Aloha Corner. This is going to be tough. It's going to be tough.
We're here for you, man. The chat room's here for you.
Yeah. I want to thank Marcus. I want to thank Marcus for everything. Not just for the purchase through the Motivate Foundation that Swag Jeff got this card for. Thank you for everything that you did for us, such as 230 yards through the air.
Oh, nice.
A passing touchdown.
Yeah.
175 rushing yards and 2 touchdowns and 1 tackle.
Oh.
1 tackle.
1 tackle.
He might have thrown that pick, but it doesn't matter. He got the stat. He got the sack. He saved the touchdown.
Yeah.
Harvey Dent said it best. If you're familiar with Batman, Harvey Dent said it best in The Dark Knight. He says you either die a hero or you live long enough to see yourself become the villain. And although I would never consider Marcus a villain, I'll always love Marcus. He'll always have a special place in my heart. Until the day that we play Marcus Mariota in the Super Bowl.
Oh!
And then it's over. So, speaking of over, I'm over it.
You're over
I'm
it?
done.
You're done?
See you, bye.
Later.
Love you, but you're not a Raider anymore. You know, we've always said you're our favorite player until you're not. Derek Carr's our quarterback until he's not. Marcus Mariota was my favorite player, and now he's not. So now we're going to move on to something a little different.
You're packing up the Aloha Corner set.
Packing up the Aloha Corner set, but something else is moving in real quick.
Okay, what is that?
Something else is moving in, and this is a new and improved 2.0 version of our new favorite segment on the show. Swag Jeff presents Fresno Corner. Welcome everyone to a very special episode, the resurrection.
Yes.
Of Fresno Corner.
Fresno Corner.
And we are all here for it. We love it. So, as everyone knows, we signed Davante Adams, who's best friends with Derek Carr.
Let's go.
Let's effing go, man. And they had a lot of great times together at Fresno State, man. So they played 2 years together at Fresno State. Adams' numbers in 2 seasons with Derek Carr as his quarterback at Fresno State. 2012, 102 receptions, 1,312 yards, and 14 touchdowns.
Oh, my God.
Let's effing go. 2013, 131 receptions from Derek Carr for 1,719 yards and 24 effing touchdowns. Let's go. Here's a few game lines from Davante Adams at Fresno State with Derek Carr as his quarterback. 7 receptions, 118 yards, 2 touchdowns. 8 receptions, 102 yards. 11 receptions, 86 yards, and a touchdown. Start that music again. 9 receptions, 198 yards, 2 touchdowns. 6 receptions, 93 yards, and a touchdown. 9 receptions, 120 yards, and a touchdown. 9 receptions, 141 yards, and 2 touchdowns. 13 receptions, 144 yards, and 1 touchdown. 14 receptions, 148 yards, and 2 touchdowns. 12 receptions, 110 yards, a touchdown. 16 receptions, 185 yards, and 3 touchdowns. What? 8 receptions, 221 yards, and 4 touchdowns? Are you kidding me? Let's go! 9 receptions, 246 yards, and 4 touchdowns. Let's go! 13 receptions, 264 yards, and 3 touchdowns. Oh my gosh. And let's not forget the guy that was slinging the ball to him, Derek Carr.
Yes.
For Fresno State, the Bulldogs, baby. Carr's final year at Fresno was magnificent, but he had amazing numbers. The 3 years he was the starting quarterback. 2011, 3,544 yards, 26 touchdowns, 9 interceptions. 2012, 4,104 yards, 37 touchdowns, 7 interceptions. 2013, 5,083 yards, 50 touchdowns, and 8 interceptions. Davante Adams was catching a majority of those balls. Let's go. We are all here for it. Derek Carr, 12,731 yards and 113 touchdowns at the Fresno State University with a lot of help from number 15, Davante Adams. So now, number 17, Davante Adams, and number 4, Derek Carr, they are Las Vegas's blackjack, baby. 21, man.
Let's go.
21, man. Hey, let's go. Fresno Corner, we're here for it. We love it. We want to see it. We can't wait to see it. It's going to be for a long time. Lombardi Trophy number 4. Lombardi Trophy number 5. Lombardi Trophy number 6. Let's go. We're here for it. Let's go!
Oh my gosh! For those of you on the audio podcast, Swag Jeff he's standing up, he's pacing around, he's saying goodbye to Marcus Mariota's jersey. It's it. It's over. Ball game.
See you, bye.
Fresno in the house. All right. Speaking of that, let's talk about Deontay. Let's talk about Davante Adams signing. Dude, that was funny.
This is Pete Koch, former Los Angeles Raider. Yeah, back in the old days, baby. And you're listening to Murph and Uncle Mosh, who happens to have the same hair as me. Check it out, Raiders Fan Radio.
What's up, Raider Nation? It's your boy, Will Compton. You're listening to Raiders Fan Radio with my boys Murph, Swaggy Jeff, and Uncle Mosh. Tune in because they fucking put out a banger podcast.
I'm just going to say this.
Yeah.
Whenever I play blackjack now in Las Vegas, the entire table is going to hate me. You know why?
Why is that?
Because I'm hitting 17 and hoping for a 4
every freaking
time. Every time.
Let's go.
I'm hitting every 17 ever. F the table. I'm sorry if you don't like it. Hey, let's shout out some of these donations. We got a bunch in there. Aaron the Q-Dog Raider with an $8 donation. He says, random probation officer. Tyreek Hill to Miami. I'll allow it. Appreciate you, Aaron the Q-Dog Raider, as always, our capo. Fargo Raider with a $5 donation. That line from The Dark Knight applies to more to DC4 now that he's become a dark figure in the organization. All right, right on. Appreciate you, Fargo Raider. Tyrone Graves. Hey, Swaggo, the rule still applies to Mariota. Once a Raider, always a Raider. We made him an all-star backup QB. That is absolute truth.
Absolutely right.
Tyrone Graves also says, feeling good. We got payday. I love that. Fargo Raider. Oh, he's got it in there. Let's go, blackjack. DC4 plus DA17 equals 21.
Love it.
Sorry, Swaggo, about the flying Hawaiian, but now he'll finally get a chance to start for the Dirty Birds.
Yep.
Ebony Graves with a $10 donation. Let's hit 25,000. Ebony, that would be an amazing dream come true, and appreciate that $10 for sure. That will contribute to it, certainly. Storm says, we got Adams. Let's go. Respect to Ziegler and Carr for making this happen with a $17 donation. Thank you so very much. Terrell with another one. If we had the Jets, Dolphins, and Bills twice every year over the last 2 decades, we would look a lot better. Amen to that.
Yes.
But, man, appreciate all those
Caesar
donations.
R just came in with a $20 donation as well.
Oh, my gosh, man.
So,
Thank you so
thank you
much.
guys so much. Again, this goes to the One Nation Foundation. All proceeds and everything that comes in, proceeds and not, everything that comes in to us, we give to the One Nation Foundation that goes to great places like Bolitnikoff, XOXO Stabler. I think we're trying to get involved with maybe DC's or Darren Waller's or anything like that. So thank you guys so much.
Appreciate that very, very much, y'all. That is very, very
red?
kind.
I feel like I'm still like all sweaty and stuff.
Well,
I'm like jumping around and yelling. I had spit flying and all that.
That was epic, bro.
Yeah, man.
Dude, you crushed that one.
Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome.
I
was expecting you to say, well, yeah.
Well, I wanted to. I wanted to.
Do your thing, bro.
So we signed Davante Adams.
All right,
we traded him and signed for him.
I'll tell you what. Let's just go ahead and let's just hit some of the segments. Here's the report as it came in from NFL Network.
Well, very quietly, this has been in the works for the last several days, ever since it became clear, Kay, that Davante Adams was not going to play on the franchise tag for the Green Bay Packers. And not only that, he was not going to play for the Packers. Again, they understood that. Aaron Rodgers, before he signed his contract, understood that. Everyone knew what was happening privately in Green Bay, and they got to work with the Las Vegas Raiders on the only place that Davante Adams wanted to go. It has been several days and different permutations of this trade, but in the end, this is where it lands. It is Davante Adams, one of the best receivers in the NFL. He goes to the Las Vegas Raiders in exchange for a first-round pick and a second-round pick this year. Those go to the Packers now. A little more cap space, a little more ammunition to load up their roster. But that is not all, Tom. Davante Adams gets a 5-year, $141.25 million contract, more than $28 million per year, which is a lot. But as his agents told me last night, the Packers offered more. Simply, it was his lifelong dream to play with the Las Vegas Raiders and with quarterback Derek Carr.
All right, there we go. So this is where I said a little while ago where I wanted to compliment this young man first and foremost. Look, we're not going to pretend like he didn't get paid, okay? We're not going to pretend like there wasn't significant compensation coming his way, and rightfully so.
Yeah.
Like, I'm a capitalist at heart. I'll never hate anybody for making the amount of money you can make, and when you're, like Ian Rappaport said there, when you're one of the best, if not the best wide receiver in all of football, you deserve to get paid like it, and that's what the going market is, and so congratulations to him and his family for that generational wealth. Where I will highly compliment him is that we don't see in today's sports landscape, other than, and you guys are going to hate me for invoking the name, but other than like a Tom Brady, you don't see players taking deals like this. When they're, I mean, yeah, he's 29, so he's certainly approaching the backside of his career. But like the old joke about Tom was like, well, he could take a team-friendly deal because because his wife makes more money than he does. His wife makes $52 million a year. His 14 that he can take instead of taking 20 don't freaking matter. You know what I mean? Like Giselle's the breadwinner there. So Davante takes this deal, and we've seen players, even Derek Carr, I'll compliment him, has taken team-friendlier deals, but they're still very, very much market value. Well, Davante Adams walked away from money. Like, he walked away from, I don't know, millions of dollars. Doesn't matter how many it was. There's so many, like, egos that get attached to those things. A lot of times when you see players that do take the money, which, again, is most of the time, it's because the agents want that on their scorecard. I got this person to be the highest paid player in the league. Or the player themselves, their ego says, I want to be the highest paid player. Frankly, a lot of times the dollar numbers don't matter as much as that they just want the status of that because of what that carries.
Right.
That you're the
best.
You're the best. You're the highest paid player in the league. Well, Davante Adams had a chance to be one of the highest paid players at or higher than what he was, but chose not to do it. That, to me, is a testament to the young man's character and a testament to his desire to play for the Raiders. And we're going to hear a lot about why that meant so much to him coming up, because this guy's been a Raider fan since he was a kid. He grew up in East Palo Alto. Grew up in East Palo Alto. For those of you that don't know, Palo Alto is basically between San Jose and San Francisco. It's in the East Bay. It's where I'm from. I'm from San Jose. Palo Alto is a little bit north of that. East Palo Alto is different from Palo Alto. Palo Alto is where Stanford is. East Palo Alto now has been gentrified and stuff, and it's a lot more swanky because it's got tech money. But back in the day when Davante was growing up there, rough neighborhood. Yep. One of the roughest there is in the Bay Area was East Palo Alto. And so he grew up a Raider fan, grew up across the bay from the Oakland Coliseum, and this stuff is just, it's in him and his family, and you're going to hear more and more about it. But I just applaud that, man. I just think that it's so cool that he made a decision that didn't have anything to do with money. And you just don't hear that. I say it all the time on this show. You want to find the answer in the NFL or any other sport, get to the money, and then there's where your answer is. The answer is not that for this story, for Davante Adams. And I can't say enough how refreshing that is and how much crazy freaking respect for the young man making that call.
Yeah, I totally agree. And, in hindsight now, I love that they made the deal because not only did we get the best receiver in the National Football League, but we drove a very good receiver out of our division because of that contract.
Talk about that.
So, so the deal was about done to extend Tyreek Hill to a deal in Kansas City. But instead, he sees what Davante's making and goes, hold on, I want more. And Kansas City said, I don't know if we can give you any more. I mean, they didn't want to pay him more than $20 million a year, and that's what he wanted. And so he said, okay, trade me. I'll go play in Miami for $25 million a year. So, so thank you, Dave Ziegler. Thank you, Josh McDaniels. Thank you, Mark Davis. And thank you, Davante Adams, for not only signing with the Raiders, but getting that jackass out of our division.
Absolutely. We won that trade. We weren't even involved in it.
Totally.
Jack Cannon says, Palo Alto's not next to Oakland. The school UC Berkeley is next door. Yeah, that's not what I said. It's across the bay. I know my Bay Area geography. I love you, Jack Hanna. But yeah, so if you follow the East Bay up from San Jose, you get to East Palo Alto before you get to San Francisco, and it's right next door to Stanford. So, but anyways, nitpicking there. All right, let's get into. So we mentioned that Davante Adams and Derek Carr are best friends, and so Derek Carr famously said. I believe it was in the beginning of the offseason, maybe, or something. It was like
a couple years ago.
Was it a couple years ago that they talked about if the Raiders were to acquire Davante Adams, if Davante made the decision to come to Las Vegas, that Derek Carr would buy him a car. And so listen to this, Davante's going to hold him to that.
He said, I will buy him a car if he comes and plays with me, whatever I got to do. So I've been feeling like really Ferrari-ish lately.
Yeah,
I've been looking. The F12 Superfast is really, really nice. There's some stuff. I want to downplay it. Maybe a Rolls Royce Cullinan. Yeah, I don't know. Some a little bit more modest. So we'll see.
I love that, man. So yeah, nothing major, just a Ferrari, just a Rolls, nothing too big time. So I appreciate that, man, and it shows his sense of humor as well. All right, so I talked a lot about East Palo Alto there for a sec. Let's check in and let's hear him talk about that experience.
I don't know exactly what it means to me, but I mean, it's obviously it's an honor to be in a place like this where you're surrounded by a lot of good players just on this team, let alone, you got the Knights, I believe. It's a bunch of organizations out here now, so it's a lot more crowded sports-wise than what Green Bay was. I think we had just the Packers out there, but it's awesome, man. I'm looking forward to it. Just driving up and down, seeing just the difference in the city of Las Vegas versus Green Bay. It's like going from East Palo Alto then going to Green Bay. It's switching it up in that right. So a little bit of a culture shock in reverse, I guess, but looking forward to it. Endless opportunities out here, and definitely looking forward to taking advantage of all of it.
All right, so I kind of got ahead of myself a little bit. He talks a little bit more about it later on, about being from EPA. But anyway, but he did talk about the culture shock, about the difference. Going from East Palo Alto to Green Bay, Wisconsin, like it could not be more jarring, I'm sure. And then now here he talks about going to Vegas. Yeah, equally jarring for completely different reasons. But I'll tell you this, one of the things that we love so much about Las Vegas and the city is the way they have embraced the Raiders.
Gosh.
It's unbelievable the way, because, I mean, frankly, let's just call it what it is. The Bay Area, and including the city of Oakland, didn't embrace the Raiders very much. And, when we would go out there for games and spend time kicking it around the Bay Area, I mean, it's all the Niners, and it was like, local radio were bad-mouthing the team, and like, there just wasn't a lot of love for the Raiders. So to go now to Las Vegas and see the way that they embrace the team, man, I got a lot of respect, man. A lot of respect for that. And like we've always said, like, your fandom isn't determined by your length of time as a fan. It's not determined by, what jerseys you own or anything. The passion in which you support and root for and embrace the Raiders, that's what determines your fandom. And freaking Las Vegas is crushing that.
Yeah, well, and I like, so, the fans that were Oakland Raiders and Los Angeles Raiders and all that stuff, those people are lifers, I mean, including the two of us. It doesn't matter how long you've been there, if you've been there your whole life or since 2019, when you get jumped, from a other fandom to Raider Nation. But we also said too that, Las Vegas, there's a lot of just people that are just fans of sports, not necessarily of a team or anything like that. So when you put a good product on the field, that's what brings those people that are like kind of on the fence or whatever to become diehard Raider fans.
Yes.
So this regime has done an unbelievable job, not only just in the last couple years in Las Vegas, but now here we go. We're bringing in superstars. We're bringing in Davante Adams, Chandler Jones, re-signing Max Crosby, the best defensive end in the National Football League. I mean, we're bringing all these people in and we're putting a good product on the field. So now all these people that are like, I'll go to a Raider game and just hang out at the bar. Now we're sitting there in the black hole and screaming and yelling all that stuff.
Let's go.
Like, we're building more diehards. So, I mean, all it is growing Raider Nation.
Excellent point, Jeff. Give them something to root for, man. Right on, man. Excellent point. All right, so
that's what they did, and that's what they did with the Golden Knights.
That's what they did with the Golden Knights.
I mean,
Yeah.
Vegas. I mean, that's you don't think of that as like a hockey town or anything like that. But what did they do their first season? They put a good product on the ice, and what they do? They went to the freaking Stanley Cup Finals their first year.
Unbelievable.
So I mean, Vegas is there. I mean, just the city itself and the people that they bring in, they're really good at that. So so let's go. Let's go win a Super Bowl.
Let's go win a freaking Super Bowl. Right on, Jeff. Good points, man. All right, so here we're check in with Davante again, and here's what he's talking about. He's all Raider.
Tim Brown was a big inspiration. My whole family was Raider fans, so I knew a lot about the history, since I was young too. So just growing up, honestly, all Raiders. Anything Raiders was what I was about. I had Tim Brown jersey. C. Wood, those got worn until the numbers fell off, but Rich Gannon, I mean, everything. So I'm just looking forward to coming in and trying to, leave my footprint as well as I can.
All right, so interesting there. So here, I got something for you, Jeff.
Okay.
And I got this for the chat room too.
Okay.
All right, chat room. I want you to tell me something here. He mentions he's wearing his Charles Woodson jersey. He's wearing his Tim Brown jersey, and we know that he's all Raider, grew up a Raider fan, family grew up a Raider fan, and he also mentioned Rich Gannon. I got into a very interesting Twitter debate with some folks this week.
I think I know what you're talking about.
Traded some paint with some folks, and I loved it. And because I love healthy debate, as Uncle Mosh says, it's the greatest form of education when you can debate with each other in a positive way. And so here's what I said, okay? Now, he mentioned Rich Gannon, 2002 NFL MVP Rich Gannon. I said on Twitter, because in relevance to the Davante Adams signing, that Davante's not only the best wide receiver we've had since Tim Brown, but it could be one of the greatest free agent signings for the Raiders' history. So there was a conversation around who are the greatest free agents signed by the Raiders. My vote was Rich Gannon.
Hard to argue.
2002 MVP. And a lot of people were like, yeah, but he got roasted in the Super Bowl. Yeah, because he played John Gruden, and Bill Callahan's dumbass didn't switch up any of the playbook and literally played Gruden's offense to John Gruden, and we got smoked. Well, that wasn't Rich Gannon's fault.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So, and I know he threw all those picks and everything, but this guy was the MVP. Game in, game out, day in, day out. This Rich Gannon was a monster player for us. The common response to my Gannon was, no, it's Plunkett, because Plunkett won 2 Super Bowls. So I think that's fair. But when we look at Jim and look, and I know it's blasphemy to a lot of people, Jim wasn't a great player. He was a pretty good quarterback.
Well, it's not, yeah.
But he wasn't like a game in, game out, like a great guy that would saddle up the team and put him on his back, and like he just wasn't. And listen, I had the ultimate star shock when I met Jim Plunkett, and the picture to prove it, by the look on my face, he's a 2-time Super Bowl winning quarterback. He's got all the respect in the world from me, but I'm not going to pretend like he was some world beater. He wasn't, and that's okay. Rich Gannon was. Rich Gannon was a monster. And so at the years he was with the Raiders. So that was why I said that. Now, chat room, I want to hear your pick. I'm going to read to you, according to the Raiders, this is according to Raiders.com, their top 10 Raiders free agents. Okay. Do you want to take a shot at any of these?
No, just go.
Because it's all about the history. Okay. So I want to hear chat room. Who do you think are the great? All right. So they've got number 10, Tyrone Wheatley. Okay. Excellent choice. Number 9, Charlie Garner. I think that's underrated. Charlie Garner was a freaking beast too. Number 8, Rodney Hudson. Great call there. Number 7, Derek Burgess. Sack monster. Excellent call there. Number 6, Todd Christensen. I think that's an underrated one.
Totally.
Until Darren Waller, that was the greatest tight end that we had since Dave Casper. So Todd Christensen, excellent call. Number 5, George Blanda makes your list. I think that's a fair spot for Blanda.
Yep.
Number 4, Plunkett. I think that's about where he should be. Probably a little underrated, because number 3, I don't agree with, and it's Jerry Rice. Jerry was great for us, but Jerry was great when he in a pocket. He wasn't taking over games. I mean, he was 42 years old or whatever the heck he was at the time.
Right.
So I would put Christensen ahead of Rice. I would put Plunkett ahead of Rice, but the Raiders have him at 3. Number 2, I agree with so much. It's Charles Woodson. When we brought Woodson back for the second time, he brought so much passion and pride and poise and commitment to excellence and all the things that represents the Raiders. Charles embodied that when he came back to the Raiders. And even though the teams weren't that great, he was, unbelievable in his play and brought so much more with him than just his great play. So I think that's a great call at number 2. So anyways, for top 3 to me would be Plunkett, Gannon, Woodson. You all can decide that order. I happen to do it with Gannon and then Charles and then Plunkett at 3.
And William Holcomb in the chat says that number 1's got to be Carson Palmer. I hate that guy.
Oh my gosh! There's a Jeff George in there. I'm sure someone's got a Javon Walker comment.
Warren Sapp.
Well, there you go, Warren Sapp. How about a Matt Flynn? Can anybody get a Matt Flynn? How about a Matt Schaub?
Oh, there you go.
That's when we just tried to sign all the quarterbacks named Matt. Anyways, so I thought that was a fun conversation to have on Twitter, and look forward to seeing what your answers are.
So what is the number 1?
Gannon. That's according to
okay. So Gannon was number 1.
That's there. Here's the list right there. They've got Gannon at number 1.
Okay.
And so
Aaron the Q Dog Raider said Jack Tatum.
He was a free agent though.
Was he?
No.
Oh, okay.
No. This is only free agents. Only free agents. Yeah, Larry Brown, Hostetler. Interesting. I don't know if he was a free agent though. That's the thing though, because it's not players we acquired, because you would put Willie Brown on there. But we traded for Willie Brown. So this is just straight up free agent signings, just like it was for Davante Adams. It was just we traded for him though too. Technically, if he's franchise, see, this is where it gets weird, because you got the franchise tag. So was he truly a free agent? I don't know. Anyways, let's get back into Davante Adams. And speaking of Charles Woodson, let's check in and hear him talk about wearing Charles's jersey.
I grew up in East Palo Alto, so I was a Raiders fan my whole life. So it is a dream to be a Raider, man. So it's a dream come true. In the 3rd grade yearbook, I said I wanted to be an NFL star or an NBA star, and I was wearing a Charles Woodson jersey at the time. So it's been documented forever. So I guess you could say it's meant to be. I grew up.
All right, there it is, man. Meant to be, man. Absolutely. A lot of comments there in the chat. D'Angelo Hall. There's so many. Kalichi Osemele. That's actually not a bad one. Kalichi was pretty good for us for a minute. Vince Evans. That's a cool one. That's fun. Richard Seymour. I believe that was on a trade. Hayes from the Patriots. I believe that was on a trade. That's the thing, is that some of these, if there's an exchange of value, it's not a straight up free agent.
Sure.
You know what I mean? So but Jordy Nelson, there you go. Love it. No, James Jones don't get any love. Speaking of Packers wide receivers.
Yeah, he was all butthurt that Davante went to the Raiders. Did you see that?
No, I didn't see. James Jones was?
Yeah, he was all like
and James Jones is like a proponent for the Raiders.
He was all mopey and stuff on the NFL Network or whatever. It was I can't believe this. I can't believe it. Yeah, he got a little, he had a case of the ass a little bit. And David Carr was like, bro, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was goofy. It was goofy.
Wow.
I lost a little respect for the guy.
I did. Well, I even without hearing it, I did too, because, JJ's a San Jose State guy. Yeah, he played those years with the Packers, but he embraces his Raider fandom and his, speaking of those years, those early years with Carl, that, he was around for all that.
That rubbed me the wrong way, man. Because, normally he's like a big Raider Nation guy.
And you would think if Davante's going to leave the Packers, if anywhere, that would be the one where he would, endorse it, right?
Yeah, he was, yeah. It was weird. It was really weird.
Easy there, JJ.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah, whatever. All right, one more. I got 2 more to get to. Oh, shoot. I didn't have your jersey one. I apologize. I don't have that one. But let's hear Davante Adams talk about this is cool. Talk about reverence. Let's check in with him talking about Tim Brown. Because people that were asking him, have you met or talked to Timmy Brown yet?
That means a lot. No, I haven't had the chance to speak to Tim yet. Or Mr. Brown, I should say. But I would love to. So if at any point he wanted to, I don't know if he's going to see this, but would love to talk to him at some point. I can't promise that I'm going to leave those records alone, because I'm definitely looking for that. But
let's go.
The best thing, the thing that I attribute all my success to is just living in the moment, and playing each game is really corny and really basic, but when, in college I did well. I got to the league I didn't even think about the league. I just went and played, had fun, took every game, one by one, and just thought about stacking it. It was a 1-game season every time. They talk about how long the season is. season ain't that long. I don't believe that. I think the season's pretty short, honestly. 17 opportunities for all the work you put in all year. It's not that long of a season. So for me, I attack it. You know, I'm in the business of maximizing everything I do. So definitely looking forward to, like I said, leaving my footprint, doing everything I can to, you know, hopefully allow this team to win a lot of games.
All right, I love that, man. So Mr. Raider, or Mr. Brown, as he refers to him there, which is so freaking cool. Timmy Brown sent out this tweet today.
Oh, okay.
All right, Raider Nation, exclamation point. I just spoke with Davante Adams. Y'all are going to love him. A little background, my wife and his dad's fiance were good friends in Oakland. I've been hearing about him since he started playing the game. Now I get to watch him demolish my records, LOL. Much respect, much props there to Timmy Brown and embracing that idea. And I love that, like how Davante says, I'm not going to leave those records alone, man.
Yeah.
Like, go get them, man. Let's go get them. I love
Totally.
it, man. There's good stuff there from Davante. All right, one last. Let's see. I'm sorry, Jeff. I don't have. You want to just talk about it? I don't have the audio bite there.
Yeah, no.
Talk about what Davante was when he got his jersey.
Yeah, I mean, it was just a little clip. You know, he's sitting like in the break room or something like that at the facility or something like that, and the team has given him his first away and home jersey. So he's got the white and the black jersey, and he's looking at it, and he pulls out the black, and he's like, "Yeah, that's coming home with me. That's coming home."
Nice.
You're like, "Yeah, I mean, and I'm
Nice.
sure that'll go on a frame on his wall, his first ever Raider jersey with his name on it." So, yeah, it's awesome.
So cool, so cool. All right, let's hit an audio break, and then we signed more people than Davante Adams, Jeff.
Yes, we did.
Yeah.
Hey, this is Pete Koch, former Los Angeles Raider. Yeah, back in the old days, baby. And you're listening to Murph and Uncle Mosh, who happens to have the same hair as me. Check it out, Raiders Fan Radio.
Nobody enjoyed a good Donnybrook more than sixth-year linebacker Phil Villapiano.
This is Phil Villapiano, and you're listening to Raiders Fan Radio.
All right, so let's talk a little bit about the rest of the signings that have gone on here. Let's kick this off with it was the best move until Davante happens. And, of course, we're talking about Chandler Jones signing with the Raiders, and which this could be in that top 10 conversation right now as well. So let's check in with the NFL Network as they announce the signing.
Big news out of Las Vegas. Right now, the Raiders are finalizing a deal with four-time Pro Bowl pass rusher Chandler Jones. He had a strong market over the past several days, but really, he was going to be patient and made sure that he got the right deal in the right spot. Well, he finds it with the Raiders. We don't have the full details yet, but it is expected to come in around $17 million per year. So a big payday for Chandler Jones and a big get as the Raiders continue to compete in what is becoming the all-star division of the entire NFL, the AFC West.
Let's go, man.
And that was announced before all those other before Davante Adams and all that stuff. So
that's money, dude.
Yeah, it's amazing.
I mean, Chandler Jones, it's like the dynamicism that we're going to now have in the pass rush, is going to be absolutely insane. And listen, let's check in with Chandler, and he could have called his shot, much like Davante Adams. Like, he probably could have called his shot to multiple locations, but he didn't. And he chose the Raiders. And so let's check in with Chandler Jones on why he chose the Raiders.
Chandler Jones, edge rusher, Las Vegas Raiders.
Jones has got him again. Chandler Jones is there.
I would describe myself as a very versatile player. I think I can play. I'm a very solid pass rusher, but I can drop in coverage and cover a few zones as well. But and as far as stopping the run, I think I'm a pretty solid run stopper.
Chandler Jones, overpowering Chandler Jones.
I think Max Crosby is the best defensive player in the NFL, and I'm saying this proudly. I said this before I was a Raider, and now I'm saying this as his teammate. Max, he credited to a lot of my decision coming here to Las Vegas.
He didn't say the best pass rusher. He didn't say the best defensive lineman. He said the best defensive player in the NFL is Max Crosby. And I trust Chandler Jones's opinion more than I trust anybody else's because he plays the position.
Yes.
Dude, like, not only the reigning endorsement of Max there, but the potential now, like, he's got to be salivating going, go ahead, double team one of us. Like, and this is a guy that Max that came off of playing a season with Yannick Ngakoue, who's no freaking chump.
Yeah.
But now we got somebody even better. Are you kidding me, dude?
Yeah. Yeah, and it's really cool to see like how their relationship, how Max and his relationship has kind of blossomed right away. Like, I mean, they were posting videos of them on FaceTime and all that kind of stuff, and they're tweeting back and forth nonstop. Like these guys, like they're huge fans of each other, and they're ready to wreak havoc, man. It's gonna be really, really cool. But I mean, this guy epitomizes a Raider. Like, I mean, like totally embodies what it means to be a Raider, like right off the gate, which is cool. I mean, Yannick did that as well. He did. And, you know, and we hate to see Yannick leave and stuff like that and wish him the best and all that stuff. But if you can trade in Yannick and get a guy like Chandler Jones, I mean, you're going to do that every time.
We talked about it last week. Like the goal of the people in the decision-making positions in the organization is that how can you improve at every single position? Like that's the bottom line. And whether that be a quarterback, whether that be an edge rusher, whether it be whatever. And so, yeah, although we were already pretty good, they got even better. And here's the thing, man. Like, let's not pretend like even though there's been some subtraction at, over there in ketchup and mustard land, there's still Patrick Mahomes. You know, there's still Russell Wilson. There's still so we still got to get after quarterbacks. We still got to get after overrated Justin Hebert. Like, we got to do that. So if you can improve, like, you know what I mean? And that's what you got to do. Like, that's how you're going to, like, when you look at draft order, and I say this all the time, when you look at draft order and you think about it like this, there's a really simple way to break down the importance of and the value at positions. You have to have a franchise quarterback. That's it. The end. Like, if you don't have a franchise quarterback as an NFL organization, you're not going to make it. Like, you have to have a franchise quarterback. That's why people are swinging and missing and just swinging over and over and over again for quarterbacks. You have to have that. Well, what's the next most important position to address after that? Someone to get after the other team's franchise quarterback.
Yep.
So then it becomes edge rusher. It's literally the second most important position on the football field.
Totally.
That's why Max Crosby got all that money. That's why Chandler Jones says he's the best defensive player in the NFL, because that's the most important thing on the defense is get to the other team's franchise quarterback.
Yep.
And then what's third? Left tackle, because you got to protect
that
your quarterback from the other team's pass rusher. Like,
totally.
It just goes down the list,
Yeah.
Raider Nation. And so it ain't hard to follow the tea leaves here and see why the Raiders made that move to get Chandler Jones to re-up Max Crosby with a crazy lucrative contract.
Yes.
And I'm applauding them. It makes
Absolutely.
sense.
Well, they bring in a guy that's a professional at sacking Russell Wilson. I
Dude.
mean, a freaking pro at it. You
Right.
know, he sacked him more than anyone else. I mean, okay, you go get Russell Wilson. Okay, we'll go get his kryptonite. You know what I mean?
So money, dude.
Yeah, it's perfect.
It's so money. All right. So appreciate. I love the numbers that have come out, and I apologize, I don't have them here handy, but you start looking at like the sack totals, and you start looking at like the way that like these two guys are going to complement each other, man. It's going to be insane. I cannot wait. I know you all can't either, and you're excited for it as well. All right, but listen, not to be overshadowed by Davante Adams and Chandler Jones, there's been a significant amount of signings happening.
Yes.
I'm going to highlight one that I think is a really fun one, and then Swag's going to take us down the list just to kind of get you guys caught up on all this craziness that's gone on this offseason. Jeff mentioned at the top of the show, craziest offseason we've seen in a long time.
Ever.
And for the Raiders, absolutely haven't disappointed in that. So let's talk about Brandon Bolden. Running back, comes over from New England. Special teams guy, but certainly can carry the football a little bit. Here's what's interesting about Brandon Bolden. He did his press conference, his introductory press conference, wearing the number 85. The reason he wore the number 85 is because in 1974, his grandfather, Frank Pitts, wore the number 85, played tight end for the Raiders. It's so freaking cool. Love the legacy. Love it when the Raiders do things like this. I know they didn't get Brandon Bolden because of his legacy to Frank Pitts, but it's so cool when we see this kind of stuff show up. So let's check in with him and hear him talk about that.
This is big for me. for those who don't know, last year in New England, I changed my number from 38 to 25 to honor my grandfather. And because, without him and my family support, I wouldn't be here today, even playing football. I was a baseball player my entire life. So to be here and to be part of this organization as he was, this is phenomenal for me. Just the history behind the team and that he's part of the history makes it even more important to me. So I'm excited. I'm glad. And I can't even get the words out. I'm very excited to be.
Isn't that so awesome, dude?
That's really cool, man. Yeah, I mean, he's another guy. I wanted to be a Raider, man. Like, I mean, honor my granddad and all that stuff, man. Like, I mean, you can't write that stuff. That's so good.
It's so good, man. It's legit, man. I love it. And so, the Raiders make all these moves, right? And so, Jeff, give us the breakdown, man. There's been a lot going on this offseason.
There's been a lot of moving pieces, an absolute ton of moving pieces. You can see my list right here. There. There was my top.
Show your header.
The header that I have.
Yeah, the header on there. Look at that for the audio crowd. It says F the Chiefs, but it's spelled out all the way.
And I put underneath in little letters forever and ever. But yeah, so there was a lot of moving pieces. So
Yes.
So I'm going to start with the people that are no longer on the team.
Okay. Perfect.
I'm going to start. So we got Kayvon Frazier.
Okay.
Corey Littleton.
Later.
Nick Kwiatkowski.
Well, bye.
Kwiatkowski. And the only one that hurts a little bit is Carl Nassib.
Yeah.
I liked him. I think he played pretty good.
He came on pretty good there at the end of the year.
Yeah.
He had some good moments. Kind of slow to start, but then,
Well, he forced that fumble in week 1 and, against Baltimore to get the ball back and win the game.
Well, that's true. Very good point. But then that kind of fell off. I think, but he, again, a victim of contract. It's all about that. It's value.
He was
too
Gruden
expensive.
Signed him to a huge deal.
Freaking great. Can I say this real quick too?
Say it.
Well, right in the middle of your segment here.
Say it.
None of the players who got the 10 richest free agent contracts from the Raiders under John Gruden remain, and none of them last 3 seasons. Trent Brown, Tyrell Williams, LaMarcus Joyner, Corey Littleton, Yannick Ngakoue, Carl Nassib, Nick Kwiatkowski, Tyre Whitehead, Marcus Mariota, and Jordy Nelson. All gone.
Yep.
Unbelievable.
Yep.
Look, we were fans of Gruden. We endorsed Gruden because he was our head coach.
Mm-hmm.
But man, there was some dopey ass contracts in there,
for sure. And then you got your big guys that are gone. Obviously, Marcus Mariota's gone. Casey Hayward's gone. That one stings.
That one hurts.
That one stings. Alec Ingold.
That one hurts.
That one hurts. Obviously, Yannick and all that stuff as well.
Yeah.
So we lost some pieces. We re-signed some pieces. We re-signed Brandon Parker, which everyone is super stoked about.
Weird, man.
Yeah, I don't get that, but
there's got to be something.
Hopefully, it's a
practice
depth.
or something.
Hopefully, it's depth.
Hopefully,
it's depth. But Aaron the Q-Dogs guy, Donald Levitt, has re-signed a deal with the Raiders, and then of course Max. Max signed your big extension, but in no particular order. The guys that the Raiders have added to their roster.
Okay.
Tackle Jackson Barton, D lineman Bilal Nichols.
Yes.
Wide receiver Mac Hollins.
Nice.
Running back Amir.
Sorry, do you know who Mac Hollins is?
He's the punt returner, right? Or the kick returner.
Yes, and he's the guy that when Arden Key ripped off Ryan Fitzpatrick's head, that's the guy that caught the freaking ball.
You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. So running back Amir Abdullah.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Nose tackle Austin Johnson. Chandler Jones.
Yeah.
Cornerback Rock Ya-Sin.
Oh, let's go. That's still my favorite.
Wide receiver Davante Adams.
Oh, of course.
Running back Brandon Bolden.
Let's go.
Offensive lineman Alex Bars. Fullback Jacob Johnson. Cornerback Anthony Averett.
That's a sneaky good signing right there.
Yep, it's a sneaky one. Cornerback Darius Phillips.
Another sneaky good one.
Yep. Quarterback Garrett Gilbert. Where'd he go to school? I may have to do a corner on his.
I don't know, but Nathan Peterman's pissed.
Oh yeah, he is. Yeah, he's hella pissed. Wide receiver Mac Hollins. Did I already say that?
Yeah, you said him.
I just said that. Well, I'm super pumped about that one. Linebacker Micah Kaiser.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Linebacker Kyler Fackrell.
Fackrell.
Yeah. Wide receiver DeMarcus Robinson.
Wow, love that one.
It's a good pick.
Yeah.
It's a good pickup.
That's a good one.
Kyle Pico, defensive tackle.
Petco. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
DK, that's the guy from the Titans, right? Yeah.
What?
Yeah, it's the guy from the Titans.
Okay.
Petco, yeah. Uh-huh.
Okay, cool. I don't pay attention to the Titans. I'm not a Titans fan. Tight end Jacob Hollister.
Boy, Jeff.
And defensive tackle Vernon Butler. And they ain't done.
And they're not
They
done.
ain't done, boys
They're
and
not
girls.
done.
I mean, we've been linked to Stephon Gilmore for weeks now. We've now been linked to Honey Badger. Like,
Dude,
I mean,
let's go, man.
I mean, we ain't done.
We ain't done.
We ain't done yet.
Let's go. Nice job, Swag Jeff.
Well, yeah. So what do you say, man? Less of us and more of them?
Absolutely.
There he is, fading, looking. He's under the gun. He's tied, he throws. It is.
So real quick before we jump into the sea of fans, this is interesting. So all that money that the Raiders were freeing up, obviously we used it for Max, we used it for Davante Adams. Raiders contracts expiring after 2022.
Okay.
2022. Derek Carr, Hunter Renfrow, Josh Jacobs, Cleveland Farrell, Jonathan Abram, Kenyon Drake, Denzel Perryman, Trayvon Mullen, Foster Moreau, Denzel Good, Rocky Sin, Mac Hollins, Dolan Leavitt, Darius Phillips, Andrew Billings, and Jacob Johnson.
Okay.
Some big names in there, some big money potential in there. This is why the Raiders had to get healthy. Of course, you could free up a lot of money when they redo Derek's contract. That's going to free up a ton of money. But Hunter, Josh, that's going to be. Josh might be on a play it season, right? Or like a you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
prove it.
Prove it. Thank you. Prove it season right here.
Yep. Yep. Yeah. I mean, because you look at Hunter. I mean, he's obviously a one. I mean, they're going to get a deal done with Derek. I mean, I still think they'll probably get an extension done before the season starts. But Hunter and the other one is Perryman. I want to keep that dude,
man.
I want to keep that dude.
Mullen.
I mean.
He should be our number 2 corner.
He should be.
If he's healthy.
Should be if he's freaking healthy.
Yeah.
We don't see him healthy very often, so okay. Come on. I mean,
I hate that, man, because he's so. And I hate that a player has to get pigeonholed by something that's basically not their own fault. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
but I saw I heard a lot of people on that list that you just said too that probably aren't going to be around. That they'll just say, see you
like
bye.
Foster Moreau. Like, what? Look, I like Foster Moreau. Met up at the Senior Bowl.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Well,
We
I don't
love Foster Moreau.
But why? But everyone's like, oh, he's underutilized and he's got so much potential and he's got this and he's got that. I'm like, he's a second tight end on our team.
Right.
Like, this
What's
ain't
the
Aaron
difference between
Hernandez and
Reese-
Gronk going at it here. It's Foster Moreau. Like, he's a fine player, but do we need to pay him like some, lucrative contract? Like, no, we have Darren Waller.
Yeah.
Like, we don't need Foster Moreau.
You got Waller. Yeah, I mean, why do you need Foster Moreau when you've got Jacob Hollister? You know what I mean?
There you go.
Okay.
Yeah. Like, no, we'll be fine. We got Waller. Like, let's get that guy.
Yep.
Long term.
Exactly.
Like, that's the one we want.
And
Yeah.
let's see what happens before the end of free agency. If we sign a guy like Honey Badger, I mean, where does that put Jonathan Abram? You've had a couple of prove it years. Maybe it's time for you to go. Just ask Aaron.
That's my guy, man.
I
I
love
hate
that
that.
guy, man.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a hard hitter, but he's vulnerable.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, well, the Raiders got a lot of decisions. We're a long way from it, so we'll see where the draft takes us, obviously, and then we'll see where this thing ends up. But anyways, more of you and less of us is a good thing. So let's jump into the Sea of Fans mailbag. This is where we hear you. We get all of your phone calls and your emails. You can contact the show a multitude of ways. You could join us live on the YouTubes. That is youtube.com/RaidersFanRadio. In there right now is Jack Kenna.
America, go to the
Sorry,
YouTube
I was late on the
right
button.
now.
You're good, bro. Jack Kenna, Raider Roo, Big Easy, Aaron the Q-Dog Raider, The Wolf of Walnut, Killed Jadis, Fargo Raider, Raider Cam, Paul, The Big Easy is in there. Appreciate you. Running Bear, good to see you, Tim. Appreciate you jumping in there tonight. Sure. Been a minute since since we've seen you. Matthew Mangus is in there. Raider Rue is in there. Chris Gang is in there. So many of our good friends are in there, and we appreciate all of you in the chat. Raider Jack is in there. Daniel Mangus, Chasing Gorditas is in there. Cuban Raider is in there. We appreciate all of you. And just do us a favor, hit the thumbs up, hit the subscribe, hit the bell, check out the audio version of the podcast and support the show any way that you can. Bial, Super Deuce, Tyrone Graves, Jeffrey Aguayo is in there. Rhonda Maderator. Hey, you know what? Shout out Rhonda Maderator. Much respect. Most undersold member of this Raiders fan radio team.
Totally agree.
Sappho and Ben Malik is in there. But we appreciate you, Rhonda Maderator, always taking care of the chat, always showing up every single week to handle anybody that gets loose, whether that be Hefe and KC or Russian porn sites. Anytime that we have something goofy happen in the chat, Ron is right on top of it. And we thank you so very much, Ron, for what you do. All right, so, as I mentioned, this is where we hear from you. You can call the show at 909-345-3346. That's 909-345-3346. And leave us a voicemail, and if we play that voicemail on the show, you become a made man or a made woman, or you can email the show at show, that is SHOW. That incredibly inventive email address is show@RaidersFanRadio.com, and if you email us an indefinite amount of times, we will also refer to you as a made man or a made woman. And starting off tonight, we have one of the Mangus boys.
Yes, absolutely. And before I jump into that, I do want to say, Charlene Lucas is in the chat. I think that's Grampy Raider, or Grammy and Grampy Raider.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, that's what they just
Hi,
said.
Charlene. Welcome to the chat room. That's awesome.
And Mr. L.A. is also here, says Lala Maloso.
Oh, well, we're going to hear from Mr. L.A. here in just a little bit. And,
nice.
and I would encourage you to stay tuned because we have a surprise in store for Lalo and Mr. L.A. coming up. So stay tuned for that.
Absolutely. Hello, RFR family. With the 22nd pick in the 2022 NFL Draft, the Las Vegas Raiders select Davante Adams, wide receiver, Fresno State. It's not fantasy, it's reality. Carr has reunited with his best friend and college teammate. I almost didn't believe it, but Ziegler pulled off a trade that gave us the best wide receiver in the game right now and one of the best route runners in the NFL besides Hunter Renfrow. I would say this makes the Raiders unbeatable, but let's pump the brakes. The division has gotten better as well, and all I can say is the AFC West has reclaimed its title as the toughest division in football. We have Chandler Jones and Mad Max on defense, chasing Wilson, Mahomes, and Herbert. On offense, we have Waller, Renfrow, Jacobs, and Adams. Pick your poison on who to double and watch Carr dissect defenses all year long. This is the most excited I've been for a season since 2017. I genuinely believe that Ziegler and McDaniels are looking to be in Arizona or Vegas for the Super Bowl. That's all for me. If you need me, I'll be on Fanatics buying my new Adams jersey or car.
Use our link.
Oh, yes, use the link. Stay safe, Raider Nation. Yours truly, Matthew Mangus, proud made man, diehard Raider fan since 1995. P.S. Somebody hug Swag.
Oh, there we go, Matthew.
Nice.
Air hug. Love you, bro.
There you go. Thank you. Greetings, Murph, Uncle Mosh, Sultan of... the Sultan of Swag.
Oh, that's
my
good.
Gosh, I like that.
Yeah, that's good.
I like that. I'm going to say it again. Greetings, Murph, Uncle Mosh, and the Sultan of Swag. Damn, it's been a long week. Monday, some were ready to concede the division to the Donkeys. On Tuesday, the season was over, and we needed to fire Ziegler. What the hell is going on out there with some of these fans that are so quick to panic? We're building ourselves a team, and ladies and gentlemen, get unbunch your knickers and let Ziggy work, damn it. As far as who's in the cotton candy monstrosity they call a uniform in Allegiant South, Richard did that effing anteater Bosa. I lost that a little bit. I'm sorry.
Okay.
If you had the gall to let your boy Ingold go, then this new fullback owes us a pair of cracks on that powder puff. Lastly, D-line is about to eat like Trent Brown. Pizza face. Or I'm sorry, Trent Brown when he goes to the buffet. We're going to see the quarterback go down and go down hard. Pizza face, Kermit, and Sierra's bitch will have nightmares for weeks from the land of melting snow. Fargo Raiders.
Nicely done, Fargo.
Sorry I messed up your email, but I was too distracted by the Sultan of Swag. And Sierra's bitch. That's hilarious.
That's never going to get old.
That'll never be not funny.
That'll never get old. All right, next up, we've got Raider Jack, and so he says, hello, RFR Nation, Murph, Uncle Mosh, Swaggy Poo.
Oh.
the Boo-Hoo Mogul. Sorry about your loss. We are still playing Careless Whisper for you in your honor of Mariota going to Atlanta. To be honest, it's Mariota's loss. That team is basically dead in the water at this point. So just, okay, Mosh, give him a hug. We both have been. Oh, we both have been divorced. At least Mariota didn't take his car, Raiders jersey, his dog. Oh, for F's sake, Swag, write a country song or something. Just realized James Hetfield is watching you, judging you, not playing a power ballad for you. So, does anyone else remember what I said? Contracts were restructured and moves were made to get picks to have trade collateral for Davante Adams, and that's what Green Bay.
It doesn't matter.
They're all the beverages are kicking in. And that Green Bay only franchised him to get higher value. Well, first off, they failed to get Davante's worth. So good on us. Ziegler's a bandit. So is Champ Killer Kelly. The moves were made, were epic, and they continue to be epic. The signing of the defense, every move has made sense. We are signing a lot of guys to fight for jobs, solid backups, giving us depth, except Gilbert. We had Gilbert in 2015. I don't like Gilbert. His name is Gilbert. Gilbert sounds like something you do in the bathroom. Like, hey, guys, I need to go take a Gilbert. I'll be right back. If your name is Gilbert, or you go by Gil. Now, easy now, because we have Fabricator Gil in the IE, who's one of a very, very good friends of ours. So easy with this Raider Jack. Gilbert, you go by Gil or Bert, and your best friend is named Ernie, and he's a Broncos fan. He used to play for the Chiefs. If he gets cut, don't be surprised. Seriously, I saw a picture of this guy on the Raiders website. He looks like the kind of guy to stay 500 yards from schools and playgrounds. I'm suddenly missing Mariota too. I need to write a country song.
Nice.
Buyer's remorse. Moving on. Well, I don't really need to. I'm pretty sure Murph has covered it already. This is the most excited I've been for the season since 2001. Rice, Gannon, Brown, and the Patriots ruined it for me. These former Patriots better not ruin it for me now. By the way, episode 242. If you had the 1989 score football cards, card number 242 is the great Howie Long of the LA Raiders. I attached pictures for proof. Enjoy. And he sure did. Right on, man. Good stuff, Raider Jack. He says, regards, Raider Jack, two-time made man who was lost in the great shredding.
Oh, nice.
Nicely done. Good stuff. Good stuff. Now leave Gil alone.
Oh,
leave Gil alone. That's our guy, man.
Yeah, well, Michelle Sweat says Gil is her dad's name.
Yeah, leave Gil's alone. What has Gil ever done to you there, Raider Jack?
Oh, my gosh. Murph, Mosh, Swag Jeff, QB Jeff, Vinny, and Raider Nation. Well, we're here in the new NFL year, and things are going okay. Started off signing Max Crosby to a multi-year contract extension, then signed Chandler Jones to complement him. That made Yannick Ngakoue expendable, so he was traded to Indy for cornerback Rock Ya-Sin. Meanwhile, Kwiatkowski, Carl Nassib, and Corey Littleton were released. So long, Littleton. This, along with other pickups to
there you go. Attaboy. Tongue swelling up?
Yeah, a little bit. This, along with other pickups to bolster the defensive backfield and line. On the heels of all that, the Raiders obtained Derek Carr's BFF, wide receiver Davante Adams, via a trade with the Green Bay Packers for the Raiders' first and second round.
You're a mess.
Burping and shit. For the first and second round selection. Oh my gosh.
All they were missing is Mosh breathing into the mic.
It's my favorite part of this show. We have so much fun on this show, but my favorite is when Mosh goes.
He goes, "What'd you mute me for?" I'm like, because you're freaking snorting the microphone.
Sound like we're in a hurricane. Oh, I think he's better than anyone that would be on the board at 22. We're talking about Davante Adams. And the cherry on top is the signing of domestic abuser Tyreek Hill by the Miami Dolphins. I was a bit anxious when free agency started without big splashes by the Raiders, but it looks like my apprehensions were misplaced. I can't wait to see how this new front office addresses O-line. All I know is they have my confidence. Oh, by the way, Swag, aloha also means goodbye.
Oh,
Raider Nation forever. Frank from NorCal, proud made man.
Good job, Frank from NorCal.
Well, yeah.
All right, next up here, we've got one more email to get to. And before we close it out, we always close it out with our good friend across the pond. We call him Paul because that's his name. And he's the Royal Scribe.
Frank from NorCal is in the chat.
Yeah, what do you say?
Giving me crap about.
He said, I remember.
He goes, I remember my first beer. Oh my gosh.
Oh my
And Raider
gosh.
Jack says, I'm just saying there's a new drinking game for RFR that anytime Swag Jeff stumbles through an email, we all have to drink.
We'll be hammered. All right. All right, here we go. So our buddy Paul, he's the Royal Scribe. He lives in Shropshire, England, in the UK, but we call it Mississippi because it is west of Birmingham. And so he starts off as the capo of our emailers with this. Evening, everybody. I hope you are all well. I talked all that crap, and now I'm going to stumble. This week's email could have stretched to 12 pages, but I've done my best to shorten it, as I'm guessing you might be a little busy. After a slow start to free agency, though the first couple of days of the tampering period and the insanity of some people calling Dave Ziegler a clown, things sure burst into life with all the Rocky Sin trade and Chandler Jones coming to town. Could it get much better, we thought? Well, yeah, it could. As I was just about to get an early night on Thursday, when in my best Madden voice, boom, Davante Adams becomes a Raider. To say we were all happy is an enormous understatement, and the adrenaline pumped through me like a triple walrus burger through Andy Reid's digestive system. The excitement was off the scale. It seems strange to talk about the nativity story in March, but this story does have some similarities, as our own three wise men, Ziegler, McDaniels, and Kelly, followed a star in the north and laid gifts at the feet of our own potential savior. Instead of gold, frankincense, and mirth, though, you know what, though? And shame on me. I respected the top of the show. I said the three guys leading the organization, which is fair. It's the owner, the GM, and the coach. But I didn't mention Kelly. Shame on me. And he does.
Shame on you.
Thank you for saying that. And, of course, he leaves off Mark Davis, but whatever. The four wise men. Instead of gold, frankincense, and myrrh, though, his gifts were a bumper contract, playing alongside his lifelong friend and playing the best days of his career with the mighty Raiders. Incidentally, I never thought they'd be able to hold a nativity in KC, as they'd never find three wise men and a virgin. This is a game changer, everybody. I'd go as far to say it's one of our best ever signings. Watts Raider called it well when he said he hadn't been this happy since Woodson came home. I agree. As if we needed more proof of the player we've got, his press conference was awesome. Thoughtful, focused. Add to that, I believe we got him for a steal. And I also love the way we are going about our business quietly. None of the media, with all their sources, had a clue that this trade was coming. We've also since learned that he was offered considerably more money to stay in Green Bay, but he chose to come to Vegas to fulfill a dream. It goes to show that money doesn't always improve a man's character, but it certainly does reveal it. I'm not too bothered about losing our early picks either. Ziegler has a great reputation for picking up gems in later rounds or as undrafted free agents. J.C. Jackson, anybody? Away from the bigger signings, I have to say I like some of the other depth players we've picked up as well, with a wide-eyed stare towards Brandon Parker and Garrett Gilbert. I do like Bilal Nichols, Mac Hollins, and Anthony Everett in particular. They may not be huge Adams-type signings, but they're difference makers when you need to call on your depth chart, and sometimes it's the grit and the oyster that makes the pearl. So what have we learned this week, and how does this affect us going forward? We've learned that the AFC West is now a beast of a division, and it'll be interesting to watch the other three pieces of shit battle for second, third, and fourth, because that baby will be ours. We also know that the Queefs started to show a few signs last year that they aren't the invincible force that the media would have you believe. The Dolts will work out soon enough that Herbert isn't all that, and they need something more than the Donkeys don't have Vic Fangio anymore, so they could have a Russian roulette of defense. As for the Raiders, we have a top 10 quarterback, top 10 running back, number 1 wide receiver, top 3 tight end, number 1 slot receiver, Max Crosby, Chandler Jones, Rocky Sin, and we haven't even finished yet. Nobody's going to convince me I'm wrong. It's been a great week for us, Nation, and it could get better yet. And it doesn't feel like the organization has been taken over by adults. If McDaniels, Ziegler, and Kelly are as good with the results on the field as they are with their recruitment off, then my fears are well and truly calmed. I'll leave you to the sound of a convoy of Swago trucks reversing up the loading bay at the Raider Image. Stay safe, Raider Nation family. Love you, Raider Nation. Stay safe, RFR family. I screwed up all the thing, and the tagline is the thing that I boogered.
God dang it.
Stay safe, RFR family. Love you, Raider Nation. His Lordship, the Royal Scribe, Paul Edgerton, Shropshire, Mississippi. Polly Award winner 2019. Foggy Glasses Award winner 2020. BRT Sizzler Scorekeeper, Proud Made Man. Five-time.
What'd you do?
Five-time plus one winner of the Raiders Fan Radio BRT Sizzler Award. That was terrible.
You sucked on that one.
You know what I did?
Messed everything up.
Yeah, I did. You know why? Because I was reading it, and it says 5-time plus one. But when we say it,
you just got to get in the flow, man.
So I just
you know how this show goes.
Oh my gosh! So here's what I need to do. Paul Edgerton, 5-time. Jeff,
His Lordship, the Royal Scribe, Paul Edgerton.
Hit the reset button. Hit the doodle. Listen.
Oh shit.
Gotta get this right. Gotta respect our man Paul. His Lordship, the Royal Scribe, Paul Edgerton, Shropshire, Mississippi. Polly Award winner 2019. Foggy Glasses Award winner 2020. BRT Sizzler Scorekeeper, Proud Made Man. Five-time plus one. Winner of the BRT Sizzler Award.
Paul.
Sorry, Paul.
Paul, your name Paul?
Paul.
I met him with Paul.
Who?
Paul, yes, Paul. Paul's not here. Hey, Paul. Paul.
Hi. I'm Paul.
The chat is just roasting us. They're just roasting us. We need some Uncle Mosh here because he's the best at reading these emails because he may breathe heavy throughout the entire thing, but he's not burping and he's not stumbling and he's not reading stuff instead of just going with the flow of the show. It's just holy cow.
Matthew Menga says you blew it, Murph. Thanks, Matthew. I didn't notice. Yeah, I didn't notice that I screwed it all up. Thanks, man. Let's shout out these, give respect to these donations in their swag.
Absolutely.
And don't read Matthew Mangus is in the chat room.
No, he didn't donate nothing. Thanks a lot, Matthew. Appreciate your support.
Jeez.
I'm not going to guilt you to donate.
No,
anything.
don't.
Okay.
We don't do that. No.
Tyrone Graves, a $5 donation. We needed a number one wide receiver. We got the number one wide receiver. Shout out to Simone Raider, $5 donation. Tyrone Graves says, yeah, absolutely. And Ebony Graves, $10 donation because I said if I hit the 3-mile mark for the first time on the treadmill, I was donating again.
Hey, congratulations.
There you go. Get your swole on, girl.
There we go. Awesome. Yeah, the chat room is lighting us up, man. I love it.
Yeah.
Running Bear says, yep, Murph and Jeff and Murph need a beer. No, that's the problem.
Yeah, we've had them.
That's why it's going the wrong direction.
Oh, yeah.
Michelle Sweat says, we're just here to keep you guys humble. Thank you. We need it. Daniel Mangus says, I love you, Murph. I love you too, brother. You've always been my favorite Mangus. Fargo Raider, $9.99. Uncle Mosh is the orator of the RFR camp, clearly. Yes, there is no doubt, Fargo Raider. He's the guy that, like we talk sort of for a living, but Uncle Mosh is a teacher. Like he literally talks he's retired now, but all day long, every day. So yes, he's better at it than we are, and that's okay. We acknowledge each other's strengths.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. All right, let's get into the Sea of Fans mail. Yeah, we're in the Sea of Fans mailbag. Let's get into voicemails. I'm telling you, it's going quick. Was it an hour and a half in?
Here at the top of the show.
You can contact us in all those multitudes of ways, including calling at 909-345-3346 and leave us a message. And if you play your message 3 times, you can become a made man or a made woman. And we always kick off this segment with Aaron the Q-Dog Raider because he's the captain. He's the leader of the crew. Every crew needs a captain. He sits at the head of the table. And so let's check in with Aaron the Q-Dog Raider.
Greetings, Don Murph from the Boss Sonny, particularly area. Uncle Mars, Swag Jeff, Sergeant at Arms, Big Raider Trucker, Ron the Mater Raider, Young Chili Dog from When the Universe Speaks, Splatterhead from the Inebriation Nation, Ramon the Mean King, Nation. First, thoughts and prayers to Swag Jeff for his loss, of course. Marcus Mariota has signed a 2-year deal with the ATL Falcons, and no fan should have to bury his favorite player's jersey before their retirement. A concerned nation agrees with you, homie. New Raiders GM Dave Ziegler saw Unique Ngakoue and raised the nation Chandler Jones. Not to be outdone, Ziegler doubled down and pushed all his chips to the center of the table and laid down a straight flush, hauling in Davante freaking Adams. Man, DA-17, he said he's always been a Raider fan. Well, let's go ahead and put it to the test. Man, I'm stoked, you're stoked, we stoked. Let's get this money, baby. Now, let that sit in for just a moment. As I like to respect Money Mike Mayock for all what he contributed to the Raider Nation, and specifically his key eye for late round talents, can we just simply close our collective eyes to simply imagine what Ziegler and Coach McDaniels could have pulled off with all those number 1 draft picks garnered from the Khalil Supercharger Mac trade? Imagine not having Jonathan Abram, Damon Arnett, Cleveland Ferrell, or Josh Jacobs, or even Henry Ruggs III, as much as I like the both of them. We were supplanted by day 1 impact players and not just a bunch of misplaced prayers.
Love it.
Now, the Raiders just inked veteran defensive tackle Vernon Butler to a contract per NFL Network's Mike Garofalo. It's a 1-year deal for Butler. Butler was a former first-round draft pick out of the 2016 draft for the Panthers. The Raiders have a long tradition of reclaiming careers of high draft picks in desperate need of a second chance in NFL excellence. See Fowler and Thomas. The 27-year-old had 27 tackles, no sacks, but you know what? He brings a lot of spunk to the table. I mean, Butler also started a few games for the Bills, but I don't care about that. Anyone catch that Matty Ice presser for the Indy Colts? I mean, Woody from Toy Story did, and I think he wants his look back. Now, speaking of introductions, welcome to Raider Nation. Wide receiver DeMarcus Robinson, defensive tackle Kyle Pico, tight end Jacob Hollister, quarterback Garrett Gilbert, linebacker Micah Kaiser, running back Amir Abdullah, and linebacker Kyler Fackrell. That's F to the A to the C to the K to the R to the E to the L to the L. It still ain't Furl. Now, Stephon Gilmore, he's still on the open market. Is he? And if he is, why? We need to take care of that. Now, the Jets won out on the Morgan Moses sweepstakes for the prize free agent right tackle. How the hell did that happen? Silver linings. Our enigmatic Mammoth right tackle, Brandon Parker, has signed a contract extension. And even Dallin Levitt thought that was a bit much to take. Oh, and color me confused, as I thought that Dallin Levitt was actually a black dude. Hey, you live, you learn. The hit list. Jackson Mahomes, Tyreek Hill, Jerry Jones, Daniel Snyder, Roger Goodell, Jim Rome, Mike Wilbon, Jason Whitlock, Aaron Rodgers, Insurrection, John Calipari, and the University of Kentucky men's basketball team, who not only had the worst season in University of Kentucky basketball history last season, but followed that up this particular season in March Madness with probably the single most embarrassingly timid loss for the ages in the first round of March Madness this particular season. Jackasses. Get it together. Root.
All right, there he is, Aaron the Q-Dog Raider. Nicely done, my friend. Oh, my gosh. Paul in the chat says, are those tins of black coffee, Murph? Yes, that's exactly what they are. Appreciate everybody that's in the chat room, and appreciate Aaron, of course, with the always amazing call.
Yes.
They're always with the great breakdown. We appreciate you, Capo, and appreciate all the calls and contacts tonight. Okay, so here's a fun one. So I've got Lalo Maloso up next, and his son is Mr. Los Angeles.
Yes.
Now, Mr. Los Angeles has been a part of, I could be wrong because we had the shredding incident of 2020, but I'm pretty sure this is the third time we've heard from Mr. Los Angeles. Now, Lalo Maloso is already made, and I'm gonna read the made man and made women list here in a minute. I'm gonna give you the update. But I believe that this is now the third time we've heard from Mr. Los Angeles. So when you get your message played on the show 3 times, we refer to you as a made man or a made woman. And it means that, like, look, everybody around here's family. Well, this big Raiders fan radio community is one big family. But there's, like, the inner circle of the family. There's, like, and that's the made men and the made women. And if you want to be part of that, then, like, all you got to do is hit us up. And we're taking all comers. And so let's welcome into the newest part of the crew. That is Mr. Los Angeles. But first, let's hear his message from him and his dad.
What's up, Raider Nation? This is Lalo Maloso. I was calling the request line, and I'd like to make a dedication. Can you guys play the song? Well, I don't remember the name of the song, but it goes something like, "It's my quarterback, and I cry if I want to. Cry if I want to. You would cry too if it happened to you." That one. And I'd like to dedicate it to Swaggo at Raiders Fan Radio. All right, well, I have you on the line. My son would also like to make a dedication.
This is Mr. Los Angeles. I would like to make a dedication. Can you play the song Darling Baby? I'd like to dedicate it to Swag Jeff. I know it's a very sad day. He lost his darling quarterback. Thank you.
Love you, Raider Nation. Out.
We love you guys too, man. Congratulations, Mr. Los Angeles.
You are a made man. You showed you are part of the family by participation. By chance, a man like yourself should make enemies, then they would become my enemies. Showing you are a friend of Raiders Fan Radio, you have leapt across the line. Friendship is everything. Friendship is more than talent. It is more than the government. It's almost equal to family. Be loyal. Made man, Raider fan. Someday, and that day may never come, I'll call upon you to do a service for me. But until that day, accept this as a gift. And don't ever forget, words can hurt more, but silence can break hearts.
All right, there he is, Mr. Los Angeles.
Welcome to the table.
So I believe that's our second set of made men and father-son.
Yeah, father-son.
So it's Max and Mojo, and then now Lalo Maloso and Mr. Los Angeles. So here's, in no particular order, here's the list of the folks that are made around here. Again, this is the kind of like the inner circle, and we encourage you to, hey, be part of it, man. Join the list as it grows. Jimmy Zebach, Hardcore Raider, Johnny in San Diego, Chuck Splatterhead McCann, Ron in Alliance, Alaska Raider, Dakota Raider, Aaron the Q-Dog Raider, Red in Yakima, Jim from the East Coast, Yayo in Jersey, Big Raider Trucker, Wyoming Raider, Diego in Georgia, Running Bear in Tulare, Mojo Raider, Junior in San Diego, Beto, you know the city, One Nation Jeff, 24 Karat Kev, the cool-ass Raider, Paul in Shropshire, Mississippi, UK, Kevin the Raider Nerd, Dave in the 330, Ruben in Vegas, Alex in Tucson, iPatch, Raider 1, Rev Raider, Max in San Diego, B-Dog in a pasture in Texas, Jesse in Kentucky, Houston Raider Steve, Ev Dog, Raider Rue in Utah, Monster Mash Ken, James in Arkansas, Chucktown Raider, Haley in Scotland, Lino the Full Metal Mexican, Central Valley Raider, RBK Raider, Coach Davis, Raider Ramon, Raider Born Rico, Raider Trucker Dan, Sugar Shane, Super Deuce, Daniel Mangus, Just Win Johnny, Matthew Mangus, Pirate 1975, JC Raider, Fabricator Gil in the IE, Big Mike, Tyrone Graves, OG Daniel, Raider Chemist, Raider Karaoke Kid, Grammy Raider, Grampy Raider, Granny Raider, Raider Flash, The Raider Critique, Frank in NorCal, Michelle Sweat, Adam Hill, Raider Jeff in KC, Miguel Ruiz, Scotland's David Love, Stacy Rough Raider, Kill Jadis, The Big Easy, Tida Raider, Edgar V, Lalo Maloso, Erica S, Adam in San Diego, Trinidad, Storm, Duke City Raider, Atticus B. Rockin', Fargo Raider, Ebony Graves, Carr in the 207, Raider Jack in Everett, and Mr. Los Angeles. Let's go.
Wow. It's a good list.
Pretty soon that list is going to get too long for me to sweet on this
Yeah,
segment,
we'll have to
man.
take an intermission.
Oh, I love it, man. Appreciate all of you so very, very much. That is the absolute best part about our show is the community that has grown up around it. All right, so the guy that handles said community in terms of the chat room, he is our good friend Ron. We call him the Moderator because he holds down the moderation duties in our chat room. Let's check in with our good buddy Ron in Alliance.
Hey guys, what's up? It's Ron. Just got done watching the Davante Adams press conference, and I started to think about how that press conference, and Chandler Jones as well, was different from the ones we've seen in the past. You don't have the GM and coach out there beaming ear to ear because they just pulled off some big trade. You have the player out there, and you have the GM and the coach in the background doing their job and not acting like they won something already for bringing in Antonio Brown, which is really nice. And, you know, that kind of got me thinking about some other stuff that we have that's much different now. So far in this free agency, if you go through the list, I challenge anybody to find somebody and say, boy, that's a head-scratching pickup there. That pickup doesn't really make sense, or they overpaid that guy. They've been getting a ton of role players, and they've been getting a ton of position of need, which is exactly what makes sense. And they went out and they took a big swing at a free agent, and while doing so, and with Max, they paid some big money up front to take less of a hit on the salary cap, which is something that hasn't been happening forever with this organization. And, you know, people say we didn't have that money to pay those cash bonuses. Well, now we're in Vegas and we got a brand new revenue stream, and we can do stuff like that if that's what was holding us back and not, you know, GMs and things like that. And I'll bet you that when we get to the draft, there is also none of this. Boy, that was a weird pick to take for them. That really doesn't, you know, seem right. I really think gone are the days that we have to rationalize the people on our team to ourselves.
Amen, Ron.
And talk ourselves into how this guy's going to fit in our system. It's not, you know, the media doesn't love it, but, you know, the media might not love everything that we do, but what we do, if what's happening continues, what we do will make a lot more sense to everybody. You know, we may not always hit on all these players, but the reasoning behind it should be clear because they seem to be making really sound decisions. And I'm really happy with this organization and how we're filling out our roster and free agency so far. So have a good one, guys. Hope everybody's good.
Oh, man. Great stuff there from Ron, man.
Yeah,
Good
right
to hear
on,
from Ron. Appreciate the call as always. Yeah, I love that. Like, we're not having to like justify or explain away or like, well, let me tell you why this makes sense. Like, no, this is great. It makes sense across the board. So great points there by our good friend Ron. All right, next up, this is Jeff let me back up. We award a Sizzler Award to the best email or phone call of the week. Uncle Mosh typically has that duty. In his absence, it goes to Swag Jeff. I don't have any vote in it, but if I were to put my thumb on the scale, there's a few of them in here this week that are fantastic.
Okay.
And this is one of my favorites. Welcome to the show, OG, as Phil Villapiano calls him, Jack Daniel.
Hey guys, this is OG Jack Daniel with the Chronicles of the Black Hole. How you doing, Murph, Mosh, Swaggy Jeff? Oh, it's been a crazy couple of weeks. You know, gas prices are out of control. You know, they've gone so high, Tom Brady had to, you know, go back to work. And so I went to his social media. I was looking for his different posts that he did, and I wanted to flag him for misinformation. You know, he spent a few weeks with Giselle and the kids, and they pretty much told him to go back to work. They were tired of him, and the little punk got pissed off because nobody threw a flag. Anyway, so we had the first day of tampering period, and we were waiting for the Raiders to do something, but it was like, you know, David Ziegler's day off. Ziegler. Reminded me of when we were waiting for Dad to come back with that pack of cigarettes back in 1978. All right, I'll talk about that one another time. So on day 3, we entered the AFC arms race, the AFC West arms race. We got Chandler Jones, we got Brown Nichols, threw a couple of bombs, and then we went thermonuclear and picked up Davante Adams. And I'm curious because the Chiefs free agency was pretty much non-existent. I think Andy Reid found out about the Golden Corral half-price buffet for the week and didn't show up. Fat. Anyway, so their defense is pretty much ass still, and they're going to be the bottom feeders of our division, which I'm looking forward to. Anyway, just wanted to say I wanted to sign off before Google Voice stole my soul. Go Raiders!
Nice job, OG Daniel. Love it, man. Oh my gosh. Anytime that anybody inserts a fat, it just cracks me up, man. So funny. All right, next up, speaking of great callers that we get each and every week, let's check in with our buddy. He calls himself the northernmost Raider fan. He is most famous for not only being himself, which is Kill Jadis, but also Raider, I always mess it up, Macho Raider Savage, and he is the utmost wrestling / Raider fan.
Wow, another crazy week of free agency. Talk to me about it, Kill Jadis, because I was too busy working out these muscles so I can give Dr. Patrick no leniency. Well, as you know, on Wednesday last week, we signed Chandler Jones. Oh, yes, a defensive lineman has followed Wilson to the AFC West to smash more of his bones. Oh, yeah, I like that. And, well, unfortunately, Josh Jacobs decided to go back to his roots and don the number 8. Wait! Number 8? Yes, number 8. Wait! Isn't he too late to wear number 8? No, he can wear the number 8. Wait! But I thought someone else wore number 8. That number 8 is no longer with us. You mean Marcus Bryce? You want Swaggy Jeff to become inconsolable right now. Oh, no more Aloha Corner for the RFR radio. Well, how bad is it? He's been listening to sad music 24/7. You mean he's been singing songs like, although we've come to the end of the road, so I can't let go. It's unnatural. Marcus, you belong to me. I belong to you. Like that? Oh, maybe. Or, I should have bought him flowers and held his hand. Should have gave him all the hours when I had the chance, when Marcus was my man. Oh, possibly. Or maybe songs like, MMA come back, any kind of fool could see there was something in everything about you. That might be probable. Or maybe he was singing something like, and I will always love MMA, and I will always love him. Oh, Marcus, I will always love you. Whoa! What?
Wow.
I didn't know you could hit the high notes. Oh, it's simple. You just grab your golf balls and then just squeeze. No, I don't need to know about it.
Oh, my God.
Well, I'm bummed out. Is there any good news for us? Well, you have no idea what happened last Thursday? No. We traded a first round and a second round pick. That's a waste of a trade to the Packers for Davante Adams.
Step away from the trade.
We got, yeah. Oh my God. Oh my God. Apparently the Packers lost a lot of money and Davante turned it on because they wanted to play with the car in the Raiders. Oh yeah! The Raiders are going to win the Super Bowl. 20-0. Oh man, freak out. Are you not going to finish this thing? I'm doing another workout. I'm so pumped. Oh yeah.
There he is. Kill Jadis.
Oh my God.
The chat room is lighting up, man.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody loves Jadis. Oh my gosh. Well done, buddy. Well done. Always well done. And that one was fantastic when he started singing. Aaron the Q-Dog Raider in the chat says, Swag Jeff took an L in Aloha Corner, yet he has prevailed thanks to the universe.
Yes.
So we're going to have to start calling that Aloha Corner because you took the L.
Oh, nice.
All right, here we go. Next up, we got our buddy down in Texas. He's the Historian, we call him, because he's so full of amazing Raider lore and knowledge. Let's check in with our good friend, Houston Raiders Steve.
Murph, Mosh, Swag, Jeff, Nation, Houston Raiders Steve. Got to be awesome to welcome Davante Adams from Green Bay. He's the best receiver in the NFL. He's a game changer. We really need him. He's the number one receiver. We went out and got Chandler Jones, man. One of the best pass rushers every generation. You got them from the Cardinals. 2 great signings right there. Foundation pieces. We got Rocky Ya-Sin. What a great name for Las Vegas, right? He's an up-and-coming player. He will be a starter in 2022. We got Anthony Everett from Baltimore.
Dude, that just clicked with me.
What?
Because the Rock You Sin, I keep thinking we will rock you, right? Sin
City, dude.
City.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you, Houston Raiders, Steve.
Yes.
So I'm a little slow.
Yeah, you are.
He's for depth. He's a quarterback. We need to go out and get Stephon Gilmore. He was with Ziegler with the Patriots. He's a great cornerback. He still has some gas left in the tank. We got Alex Bars, offensive lineman from the Bears. He was an unrestricted free agent back in 2019, so he's a good piece that we got. Unfortunately, we lost Zay Jones, Ngakwe. How do you pronounce that name? We lost Casey Hayward, and we lost Marcus Mariota, unfortunately. Got a 2-year contract, but I don't blame him. He knows Derek Carr's going to be the starter for the next 2 or 3 years once Derek signs a new contract. So the future looks bright. Got to wear shades. I'm really excited about the, prospects and the what the Raiders are going to do. They're still probably going to go out and make a couple of splashes and signings before the deadline. All I can say is, go Raiders. We're back, baby. Goodbye.
Nice. Good job. Thank you, Houston Raiders, Steve. Dig that Sin City. Sin reference there. Matthew Megas in the chat says Sin City, more like Win City.
Oh,
let's
I like
go.
it.
Nice,
I like
nice,
it.
nice. All right, next up, let's go check. Excuse me. Let's check in with our buddy. He is out there in Santa Barbara, California. Beautiful Santa Barbara. Good friend of the show. He is Kevin, the Raider Nerd.
What is up, Raiders Fan Radio? This is Kevin, the Raider Nerd. Hello, Mr. Murph, Mr. Mosh, and Swag Jeff, and of course the rest of the RFR family. Love you guys. Just wanted to check in, man. Oh my God, boy, this has been an awesome off season here. Davante Adams is our boy.
Let's go.
But man,
Yes.
the depth that we are acquiring through free agency is amazing. We got Amir Abdullah, Anthony Everett, Alex Bars, offensive lineman, Brandon Bolden, running back, Kyler Fackrell, linebacker. We got a backup QB, Garrett Gilbert, Mac Hollins, wide receiver, Jacob Hollister, tight end, Jacob Johnson, the fullback, Chandler Jones on the other side of Mad Max Crosby. We've got Micah Pfizer, linebacker, Belial Nichols, defensive tackle, Darius Phillips, cornerback, Kyle Pecco, defensive tackle. Oh, we stole someone from the Chiefs, DeMarcus Robinson, the wide receiver. And this is exciting, guys. I don't think there has been a better offseason for the Raiders that I can actually remember. And I've been a fan since 80. So I don't know. If you can remind me of a better one, please do. But anyway, I'm really, really excited. I'm excited for us as fans. And as a reminder, please let me know if you guys are heading out to the draft. As you know, I'm getting married a couple days before the draft on that Tuesday, April 26th. But I will be available to Raiderize with any one of you guys on that Thursday, the first night. And I know you guys were talking about last week about maybe where to meet. I was going to suggest the Rockstar Bar, Cafe, and Grill that we did last time. They're really friendly to Raider fans. Maybe use that as plan A for now until we figure out what else is going on. We don't know whatever other public events that we can go to, but maybe as a meeting place or something like that. Well, I can definitely put the information up on the Raiders Fan Radio Facebook meetup place. So think about that. Rockstar Bar, obviously the radio talent from Raider Nation Radio 920 will also be there as well, probably. But let's start there first. If you guys got any better ideas, go ahead and throw them out. Can move from place to place. I will be there with you guys on that Thursday, the first night. Even though we don't have a pick, doesn't matter. It's Raider Nation in Las Vegas. There is so much to do and so much to celebrate, and I'm really looking forward to doing it with Raiders Fan Radio and all of the extended family. So anyway, guys, this is Kevin the Raider Nerd. I'll check in later. Love you. Peace out. Bye.
Excellent job, Kevin. Bravo, my man.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, first off, congratulations once again to you and your lovely bride-to-be, Erin, on your engagement. For those of you that don't know, Erin is from Australia, and she got locked down in quarantine for years, and they had to postpone their wedding and all this craziness. And so thankfully, Erin and Kevin are getting a chance to finally tie the knot. And thank you, Kevin, for being willing to put that stuff out there on our website, on our Facebook page. You can find it. I never have a link to the darn thing because I can't sign in on this computer where I do the show. But I believe it's called RFR Meetups. It's on Facebook. You can find just follow, like you can find us on Facebook. It's not hard to find Raiders Fan Radio on Facebook. Just look on there and then we'll get it. But yes, the Rockstar Bar. Let's just go ahead and plan that. Swag, you down with that?
Absolutely.
Like we're gonna be in. What time is your flight go in?
I'm flying in with you.
Oh, that's right. We're on the same damn flight. Okay,
Yeah.
so we get there. We get to Vegas in the morning, like mid-morning, like 10 o'clock or something, right?
Yeah, I mean, it may be even earlier than that.
So
I
let's
think we'll
just-
be there by like 8:30, 9
So let's
o'clock.
plan on like an afternoony kind of thing out there. I know we're like literally planning this here on the show. Like let's plan on like 2, 3 o'clock at the Rockstar Bar.
Yeah, before we all head down to go watch the draft.
So that way we can hang out for a good hour. So the Rockstar Bar is great, man. They have that big open landing area out to the side there, big bar itself, but that whole outside area was mainly where we all kind of congregated and hung out. Like it was great. Let's do that. Let's shoot for, let's just say 2 o'clock. I'm just going to do it right now.
Okay.
2 o'clock, Rockstar Bar, that Thursday of the draft. That's going to be where the RFR meetup will be. So Kevin and anybody else, if you wouldn't mind, just putting that out there. And I guess we should probably tell the Rockstar Bar folks that we're coming. But I don't care if there's 3 of us or if there's, 50 of us. Let's all get together and, we'll maybe record some stuff, take some pictures, put some stuff out there for the YouTubes. Like we had such a blast doing that for this last game against the Chargers, meeting out there at the Rockstar Bar. So let's go ahead and yeah, let's make that a thing. So we'll see you out there in Vegas, 2 o'clock Thursday of the draft. And then that'll give us time to hang out, congregate, and then head downtown. All right. Appreciate you, Kevin. All right. 2 more to get to. Another one of my, I'm going to quit putting my thumb on the scale. Here's another one of my favorites. This is fantastic. Great job, Mengus boys.
Listen to me, Davante. Davante, listen to me. He already has Waller, Renfro, and Jacobs. He's too dangerous to be kept alive. He's my best friend. I need him. I'm too weak to hold on. He needs to be destroyed. No. No. What have I done? You've done well. Once more, the dark side shall rule the AFC. I will do your bidding. My master. Good. From now on, you shall be known as Darth Adam. Thank you. My master. Right. Lord Adam. Henceforth to the AFC West. Eliminate our team. Once more the dark side shall rule the American Football Conference. And then we will have... Yes, my master. Davante ends the Raiders, baby. And go.
Yes!
Let's go, Mengus boys! They literally recreated the scene in Revenge of the Sith when Darth Vader becomes part of the dark side officially. That was amazing, including the fight scene with freaking Mace Windu. Thank you. Oh my gosh, that was incredible, Mengus boys.
So good.
Great job. All right, next up, we got one more to get to before we get out of here for the night. And I'll just say this. Yarg!
Yarg, all you bastards. It's Captain Jack. And I'm not going to do this voice for the entire conversation. Hell, I don't got a lot of time to do it anyway because I got swallowed up last time. Hey, today, Tyreek Hill leaves the Chiefs. Okay, so that's cool for the Raiders. But why are they not picking the Raiders to be the elite of the AFC West now? I don't know. Maybe it's because everybody is so much on the jock of the Garglers and Herbert and everybody else but the Raiders. Hey, the chances of winning the West just got a lot better. So eat that, all you BSBN people out there. Raiders have a really good chance of taking the West. They got an offense that won't quit. And yeah, the defense is getting better. So, hey, take that, baby. Just win, baby. And Captain Jack says it's going to happen. Definitely a playoff team again this year. Yarr!
All right, there he is, Captain Jack. Nice job, my friend. I appreciate Captain Jack there. Hey, and so listen, that's two now from Captain Jack.
Yes, it absolutely is.
One more, Captain Jack. We would love to have you join the crew as the newest made man. We'd be honored and definitely support everything that Captain Jack is doing out there with his YouTube channel and his content. He's a good buddy of ours. We've met him a few times in person now at the Blitnikoff Foundation and whatnot. And also his collaborations with OG Daniel. And I want to
totally
shout out Chronicles of the Black Hole and our good friend OG Daniel for the great work that he's doing out there. Definitely check out his stuff as well. All right. So, Swag Jeff, who do we got tonight for the best of the best?
Oh my gosh, we have so much. So we started off the emails with Matthew Mangus, who was so pumped about Davante Adams, Fargo Raider, who gave Swag. He gave me one of the coolest nicknames I've heard, the Sultan of Swag.
That was
I
good.
like that, and he said, "Sierra's bitch, beware." Raider Jack tells Swag to write a country song, and then Jack says he wants to write a country song about it as well. Frank from NorCal, as Swag Jeff burped and stumbled through his email, which was great. He ran down all the big signings that he's excited about that. Paul always coming with the fire, as well as our capo, Aaron the Q-Dog Raider. Lala Meloso and Mr. Los Angeles.
Go.
Congrats on being made, my friend, who they both dedicated songs to Swag after his loss of Marcus. Ron the Mater Raider. The pressers are different now. The signings are different. The organization just feels different. And I'm totally with him on that. OG Daniel, who talked about Tommy Boy having to go back to work, and that Ziegler started the free agency like what happened when Dad went out to go get cigarettes in 74. And then he also made sure to tell us that Andy Reid is fat. Kill Jadis says that Josh Jacobs is 8 and Swag is inconsolable. Raider Savage sings songs to Swag. It was very nice.
That was
it
legit.
was very touching.
That was nice.
Very touching. Yeah,
You feel moved.
I felt moved.
Yeah.
I felt moved. Yeah, a lot of those songs played this week at the Swag House. So
A lot of Tony Braxton.
Yes, yeah. On heavy rotation for sure. Houston Raider Steve, who was excited about all the additions. So was Kevin the Raider Nerd. He's fired up. He can't remember a better offseason, and that dates all the way back to 80. Yeah. And he can't wait for Vegas. I mean,
let's go.
There's a draft, there's a party, and he's getting married. So
cool.
So how much fun is that? Captain Jack. Yarg! That's all I gotta say about that. And then the Mangus brothers, just an unbelievable version of Revenge of the Sith,
man.
Oh my gosh, Raider style, man. That was so good.
Now I'm hoping they're gonna I hope that becomes the theme. Like, please redo scenes from movies. And put Raider themes to them.
Absolutely.
That would be amazing.
Totally. We won't tell you how to do your calls, but do that. That would be fun. We're here for it.
I encourage that. I encourage the creativity.
Absolutely. So, such a hard decision. I mean, this was a week. This is a week that I wish that Mosh was here, so I wouldn't have to take any blame, because people will cuss me. I mean, people cuss me all
anyways.
People cuss me in the chat for a million different reasons. They either give me shit or think I'm lovers with Marcus Mariota or what have you.
Wait, you're not?
It's fun. We're just having fun. I don't want to.
Nothing wrong with that.
I don't want to make love to the guy. I just like him as a quarterback. Okay, everyone, chill out. It's gonna be all right.
So lines get blurred.
Clearly. But yeah. So this week I'm giving the Raiders Fan Radio BRT Sizzler to the Revenge of the Sith brothers, the Mangus brothers.
Let's go, boys.
Sizzler.
We are Metallica, and we are here for your Oakland Raiders.
You know why we out here, and we ain't playing around today.
From The Walking Dead to errant Jedi Knights, Raiders fans are a rogues gallery.
Congratulations. Mangus,
Oh, nice.
Great
Fargo,
job.
You know, I went on my little rant there, making sure that people understood that I don't actually love Marcus Mariota. And Fargo Raider says, admit it, Swag. You wouldn't mind a little peck. Come on, man. Damn it, Fargo.
He's not wrong.
No, yes, you're wrong. Okay, I love my wife, and her name is not Marcus. Let's move on from this. Let me start falling in love with Derek and Davante. That's what I'm going to do
There we
now.
go. All right, shout out the chat room and let's
Oh
get on
my
out of
God.
here. Hey, well, I'll tell you what. Let me say this first. Thank you so very, very much, everybody that joined us live tonight in the chat. I'll leave it to Shat.
I'll leave it to Shat.
This is a mess.
We just need to get the hell out of here.
Jeff to shout everybody out and to give respect. But we missed Uncle Mosh tonight, of course. The one and only. We're off next week. It's my birthday. It's the last birthday I've got in my 40s. And so we're going to take off next week. So no Raiders Fan Radio next Wednesday. But we'll be back for sure the Wednesday after that. And then look for us. Tons and tons of content coming around the draft. We're going to do a mini-series. We're going to do a draft mini-series. We're going to have tons of audio coming at you. So for those of you that are on the audio podcast, we're going to have a ton of stuff coming. So stay tuned for that. Thank you to all the amazing donations tonight, the amazing chat room. Swag Jeff, thank you, man. You killed it tonight. Appreciate you. Love you, brother. And take us on out of here.
Absolutely. And thanks to everyone in the chat. Aaron the Q-Dog Raider, B. Al, Big Easy, Raider Cam, Matthew Mangus, Daniel Mangus, Michelle Sweat, Running Bear, Kill Jadis, Raider Cam. Let's see. Alfred Esparza's in there. Raiderborn Rico's in there. What's up, Rico? Raider Gears and Threads. Paul is in there. Fargo Raider. We got the whole crew, man. Thank you guys so much. Bugsy Raiders in there. You guys are the best, man. These calls and these emails, these are our favorite. This is our favorite part of the whole show, to hear from you and all the goofy shit that you guys put together. It's the best, man. And yeah, Sea of Fans has just evolved into something so cool over these last couple years, and don't stop doing it. This is it's so much fun. But for my buddy Murph over there, my best friend, and MIA Uncle Mosh right there, we thank you guys so much for tuning in to another episode of Raiders Fan Radio, where we take a lighter side journey into the dark side. What happens in Vegas? It started in Oakland, and it's only going to get better. Let's go. Thank you guys, everybody. Great show. We'll see you in 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Absolutely, man. Y'all are the best. Love you. See you. Bye.
Get out of YouTube.
Goodbye.